Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us today. I hope my screen is clearly visible to everybody. You can just type in the chat box, and on behalf of K21, I'm really excited to have you all here. This is Shrishti, and I'll be your host for today's session on how to become Microsoft Certified AI Transformation Leader, what, why, and how. So, companies are looking for professionals who not only understand technology, but who can lead AI transformation, align AI with business goals, and drive innovation within their organization. And that's exactly what today's session is all about. So, moving forward, I just want everybody to let me know that from which country you all are joining. If you could just quickly type in the chat box that which country you all are joining from, so that maybe I can also have an idea about the audience here. Great. I see Dario from USA, Suresh, UK. Okay. Okay. US, UK, India. Great, great. A lot of people. I can see a lot of global audience here, and that's great. Vasant Kumar from Atlanta, USA. Great. I hope my screen is visible, guys.
Yes, Shashti, we can hear, and I can see a lot of guys are already joining. So thank you very much, Marcos from Canada, USA. A lot of guys are USA and UK. I'm a little bit surprised. Great, Atlanta, USA. Yeah, Dario is again. Yes, joining New Jersey. Sanjeev is New Jersey. Brilliant. Over to you, Shashti. A lot
Yeah,
of US
so
cry today. Let me say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
moving forward, now I just would love to know a bit more about all of you who is joining today and want to make this session more interactive. So we'll be having few questions and I want everybody to answer in the chat box so that we have idea about all of you. So the first question we see is what is your current job role? Maybe you can just drop the correct option. A, if you're a business leader, B, if you're an IT manager, C, architect, D, developer, E, admin, DevOps, and F, others. I just quickly want to know all of the responses. Sanjeev, I can see B, IT manager. Okay, people E, others. Great. Okay, people from
Would love to
different
see those who have said
categories.
E for his admin and DevOps. Sanjeev is saying B for IT manager, and even business leader is Marco's business leader. Marcos, I think I might have seen your LinkedIn or something. IT manager. Uh, Brilliant. Now, we're tons of guys. Usually, just to on quick housekeeping, I'll tell you, you all are muted from our side, but you have an opportunity to ask questions and make this session interactive. The more you discuss, more you talk, more you interact in this session, the better it is for you and for us because we can then shape this more towards the directions you are going in. So we have seen, as I said, we have Demilio, Dario, a lot of guys are Godfrey, Jack, Kavina, Lakshman, Marcos, Ham, Muhammad. I think the list is now adding going. So you can go on and on. Guys have introductions. Yeah, brilliant. B, IT manager. A lot of IT managers, IT managers. Over to you, Srishti.
Coming on to the second question of the day, that is AI experience level. So I just everybody, if you can also tell me what background you have, like what experience you have. A, you're just starting with AI. B, you have some exposure, or C, that is you're regularly using, and D, leading AI initiatives. So I just also want everybody to reply in the chat box. I can say Williams, some exposure, that is B. Yogesh, okay, Diaro, C, that is regular user. Great. I see a lot of responses. Sridhar B, some exposure. So I see a lot of people who are saying that they have some exposure, but a few of them are also saying that we are using it on a regular basis. Okay. Marcos again, B, that is some exposure. Got it.
Vasant is saying 20 plus over with the technical and techno-functional cloud program delivery manager. So Vasant, this will be useful for you, very, very useful. If you're working on delivery program cloud management, how do you should don't limit, which is good. You're in the right spot, but you should also transition into the AI side as well. So this will be helpful. But also, if you've noticed, Microsoft has gone all in AI. There'll be another video coming today, or not today, or next week, about all about new certifications on AI that will be coming, including this one that you see today, which is recently released in 3-4 months back on not 3-4 months, couple of like basically November 2025 as well. Over to you. So there's a mix, like some exposure or regular users, and a couple of more than some exposure, but one or two guys are more exposure as well. Next,
Correct.
Samuel Tizer is saying, I'm in the field of IT support data science. Brilliant. Now you should, IT support data science is good. And also, how do you do on day-to-day ML ops, those implementations? Next one over to you.
So we have the third question. So why are we here today? I think the most important question that we want to know that like what exactly is the goal. And the first option we have is career growth. B is certification, C is AI strategy, and D is exploring options. So that is something I want from everybody so that we can tailor the session according to that and we can understand your profile. So everybody, you can just drop in the chat box. Okay, I see Dario A career growth. Great. People saying exploring options. C, Madhavi, that is AI strategy. Okay, okay. B, certification as well. So there are a
Guys,
lot of people.
there are still a lot of guys who are not responding. So, guys, if you really want to make fun and interesting, engage in so that when you finish that next 90-minute, 1 hour, 90-minute, 2 hours, whatever time it takes, you should say, yeah, wow, yes, I learned something. This is interesting. This was useful for me. Otherwise, if you don't come and just come and sit down, it'll be okay. It'll be useful, but not that great, in my view. Taiwo is saying, how does these support business analyst intelligence? This may not be, this particular session may not be directly, but even if you're doing BI analyst, you should start looking at how do I leverage AI intelligence. Now, if you look at when you talk in the context of Microsoft, in this, they have a foundry and there's a foundry intelligence. How do you implement then now BI as things? But start looking more and more on AI. Today is going to be more on about uh, more managers, senior managers, leadership, strategy, those kind of a things. But whatever you're going to learn, especially in the second half part, you can leverage and implement those things in whatever we are doing. So just contextualizes is okay. Brilliant. Vasant is saying exploring options, A and C. Over to you. Yeah, there's plenty of
Again,
messages
so
now coming.
everybody, like whosoever has still not replied, you can just directly just put it in the chat box, your current role, your AI experience level, and why you are here today. And moving forward, I just also maybe we can let me walk you through what exactly we'll be covering in today's session. And we have structured this webinar to give you both like career clarity and the certification guidance. So here is what we are discussing today. So the first is that we all talk about the AI leadership gap and why it matters right now. Organizations are investing heavily in AI, but they are struggling to find leaders who can actually drive the AI transformation. Then we move on with the Microsoft AI Transformation Leader Certification, also known as AI-731, and understand what is the certification all about. We will also look at the exam blueprint, including the skills and the domains covered in the certification. After that, we are also will be discussing Microsoft technologies involved and how technical understanding combined with leadership thinking create the powerful advantage. So because today it's not just about AI and it is like leading AI adoptions in organization. Finally, also we will be talking about your path, including the next step, resources, and how you can start preparing for the certification. So all of this is something that we are going to cover in the session today. So everybody, please stay tuned until and unless we cover everything. Moving forward, we also have additional gift for everybody who's attending live today and will be staying with us today till the end. As you can see on the screen itself, we are providing top 50 AI transformation leader certification exam question answer guide. So it's something which is provided to everybody who is attending the session live today. So maybe you can stay till end and you can check the email after that. You'll receive an email by contact@k21academy.com where we will be providing everything regarding this top 50 AI transformation leader certification exam question answers. So
Shashi, just to add to that point, guys, I've seen there are different backgrounds. I see a lot of messages and saying they're looking for some other certification. So if you're one of them, just when you get the email with this, mention, hey, do you have a certification sample exam questions from this or that? We want you to win. We want you to get a result and develop trust with us so that when you say, wow, these are the guys, they're giving so much value and free. And then later in the second half towards end, if you think that you want to go deeper with us, then how we can work closely. That's my intention to say, give you so much good value. Then you say, wow, let's go deeper if you want to work with. Also, I think William is saying certified ethical AI consultant is, so is there any certification in that domain? If you already have aware of, want to do, just highlight that as well so we can work on that. Let's move on to Shashri. Again, as I said, I'll keep reporting, not repeating, repeating. My sessions are very, very interactive. I enjoy when there's an interaction, I can talk, and so we'll take a flow, but also stay attentive and engage on these discussions, please. Important. Let's move on to keep posting these questions,
With
please. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sir. So with that, it's actually my pleasure to introduce you as well, like who helped like thousands of people to transform their careers in AI, cloud, and data, and using your proven three-step framework. So that is something I would like to, over that to you now from your.
Thank you. While you're on this, can you move to the next slide if you have? While I'm transitioning,
Yes.
let me share my screen as well. Guys, as I said, for me, stay engaged. So anyone wants to connect with me, there's a photo. Either you can put your camera and connect me through LinkedIn, or put it, there's a URL. I think below that, there's one more URL should be there. It's hidden, ketonacademy.com/Atul. If my team, someone, oh yeah, ketonacademy.com/Atul, that will take you to my LinkedIn and uh, get in touch with me if you want to. Brilliant. So with that, let me share my screen. Replace current share. Am I loud and clear? Let me know if you can see my screen on this is we have already done. This is what we have already done. Brilliant. This is me. Can someone confirm? Or Shashi, can you confirm?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay, brilliant. Let me now give me guys. I want you to guys genuinely engage with me because I feed on top of the responses of the more responsive you are, the more value I can provide. Now, what I want you to do is answer this question and say, hey, are you worried about your job? And give me the genuine opinion, why, or yes or no, why, yes or and for no. And it's okay, just genuine opinion, are you worried about job? Yes or no. Put in the chat window, yes or no. Um, yes, okay. And I'm not going to name anyone because I'm going to keep it with you and me only. But I want a genuine, are you worried about your job? Yes or no. The reason why I'm asking is because I was between 2011 to 2013. It was very, very painful exercise. I know sleepless nights. I was very tensed. I was earning good. And maybe that was another reason for me. I had a mortgage. I had kids. My son was, we were expecting, my son was that time just born. I already had a 5-year-old daughter at that time. And I was the only breadwinner in that. And I'll tell you a little bit story a little bit later because I don't want anyone to go through that. So if you are worried about job, type yes. And if you're not worried about, great, you're in super position. No, just put some values as well. So type Y or no. So brilliant. Some guys are saying, and I'm not going to name anyone, but uh, the responses are, I'm a student, so not working currently. Not worrying currently. So if you are a student, you should worry in my view because ultimately you have to get a job. I made a mistake when I was in uni. I didn't study and it took me almost 3 years or 4 years. I'll tell my story a little bit later. So put in the chat window. I'm still not getting enough responses. We have tons and tons of guys here. Type yes or no. And it's okay. And say don't want to answer. Just type can't say yes. Okay. So brilliant. Yeah. So now as I said, I'm going to tell my story a little bit towards end, how I overcome that. I made tons and tons of mistakes, though it shows you up and up and my growth up and going up and up and up. I give it with the proof because I don't want anyone to make mistakes, which I did. And that's my humble request is when you finish, takes take some takeaways from here, even if you don't learn anything technically, but learn those lessons so that you can implement. We'll talk about that later, in a bit later. The reason I'm telling you is that because I speak to hundreds of guys almost on a monthly basis. On There are tons and tons of layoffs are happening. IT layoff within 2026 alone, 52,000 workers have been out of job or been made redundant just in January and February, 2 months only. 2025 was 246,000. And if you look at, and we had the similar thing in 2023, now 2025, 2026 is not going to be different. Why? Because companies are reallocating their resources towards AI. Impacted roles are, the most of these impacted roles are the roles that are not AI focused. So what's happening is roles are transitioned from whatever you do day-to-day basis to AI to implementation. That's the whole focus about we are going to have. Also, especially about programming, if you have seen, these programming roles are more towards more implementation based role, because nowadays AI is writing codes. You might have, the work has been reduced. It doesn't mean there will be no work for coders and developers. It only means it's going to improve. So it's on one point, there are layoffs happening, but at the same time, good point and good news is there are multiple growth, and there's exponential growth. If you see now these numbers within from 2025 to 2026 alone, there's around 30% or 35% growth happening, and it's going to grow exponentially only. So in a simple nutshell, you're good at the right place. You should be learning. The first key takeaway is you should be learning AI. Some of you guys are already working. Great. Double down on this, because that's going to grow from here only. If you look at the AI trends, 1.3 trillion industry, and it's going to be research analysts talking about generative AI, agentic AI. They're going on exponential phase. If you look at the jobs, if you look at within the US, 107,000 plus jobs happening. So a lot of guys come and say, hey, I can't get a job, or I'm being made redundant. And I see those, especially at the leadership level, especially at the mid or senior level. Juniors are still okay because they know they can train as well. But it's more mainly on, especially companies in the US, Canada, Europe, UK. There's being roles are being transitioning from onto the cheaper. If you look at the UK, 22,000. This is like, sorry, Canada, 22,000, UK, 38,000, India, 46,000. This all about AI leadership role, AI related roles, generative AI, agentic AI as well. If you look at leadership roles, pretty big companies hiring at a very senior leadership roles. Like this is you see here, VM Software, Director, Cognizant, Evor, the Bank of in, if you look at in another one, Expedia. And I'm going to take some of these use cases on how to prepare for these jobs, what you do apart from just certifications. So if you look at these certifications, the jobs, these are in Canada. If you look at Royal Bank of Canada, uh, another one. So these are tons and tons of ENY is hiring. So there are lots and lots of leadership, manager, senior manager, and high level jobs as well. If you look at the roles in terms of early 2026, the growth in terms of AI job is very, very high. If you look at now, if you look at the US market, 300,000 to 850,000, depending on the size of the company they're paying. Chief CXOs or CIOs and so on. VP of machine learning, 398 on an average, 280 to 620,000, or head of AI directors, 360,000, and or 250 to 550. Average is 360. Same is with Canada. I don't want to repeat these things, but numbers are huge, but growth is there, but you do transition and do change with that growth. Now, when I talk about this, and I say, oh, these are salaries, these are people are paying, and I see both in terms of inside the program and outside. When I talk for individuals like you, I get one of these three common objections. Oh, to earn that kind of a salaries. Number one, oh, I'm not confident. There's some people say I'm confident, I'm a little bit hesitant, I'm applying, but not getting interview calls. Or some of those are attending the interviews but not able to clear that. So I just want you to know, tell me, because I'm going to answer them, and based on the questions, answers I get, I'll focus and double down, because the second part, once we bring an expert talking about the certification, then the second part is going to be then once you've done the certification, or with or without certification, how you can get a job and transitioning towards jobs. So that's what I'm going to focus. So put in the chat window, is it one, is it two, is it three on this? This is Darleno. Shrishti, okay, Shrishti is having some questions. Oh, no, Shrishti is answering, sorry. Darlene was asking the question. Um, okay, yeah. So number three is three, which is not no job offer. So I'm assuming you're no job offer, you're attending, you're giving the interviews, you're not able to clear them. Marco is saying is not confident. Yuki is saying number one and two. Most of the time I get number one or number two. A handful of guys are saying, guys, I'm expecting a little bit more number of you responses on this here, number of one. A lot of guys are confident now. This is typically earliest to be like I'm attending the appearing the interviews. When I used to do these things on cloud, I used to get a lot of I'm applying but not getting interview calls. In AI, I see lots and lots of guys not even confident on applying. I'm from Senebar. We're going to talk about that. Maybe if you have we'll talk about that. It's possible depending on the level you are and the company depending on, may or may not be. William Perryman is saying, two, it's because I think people are looking for certification. This is again a myth. People are looking for certification, but some certification is quite easy peasy as well. So there are a lot of responses, a lot of objections are coming, and some are good, some are wrong, may not be. Not confident, Sanjeev is saying not confident because of lack of knowledge and training at this stage. and hope to change it after a few weeks. Brilliant, Sanjeev. That's the whole objective of attending. Some of these myths I'm going to break, and sometime, and I'll also give you towards, and if you stay towards second part of this, how you can, even without being confident, you apply, you get an interview call, and how you can learn those things quickly. That's how I'm going to cover second part as well. Brilliant. Thanks, guys, for answering. And those who are not answering, guys, again, come back again. Otherwise, you'll be wasting time and effort on just wasting time. So this is what I'm going to cover on in the second part, how to go from not being confident to super confident to apply. We'll look at the workshop-based, project-based learning with the relevant certification. We'll also talk about if you're not getting interview calls, if you're applying now, once you have a little bit of confidence, you don't need to be super confident, because confidence till now I get nervous in interviews and apply. The confidence will come with, or clarity will come, or clarity or confidence will come when you start implementing something, when you start executing something. So it's not going to be by listening, it's going to be by executing, and how that execution, we'll talk about that as well. So also from going from no interview call to multiple interview calls, we'll fix that as well, so that we'll give some tips so that recruiters and employers start reaching out to you. And then third and final point about how to go from a no job offer to multiple job offer. And this is what been tried and tested. I've been doing it since 2011, 12. So last 14, 15 years. And I've done it myself for, then I built a company for, and where I was implementing these for others. And I had a team, we were placing those guys, and then hundreds and hundreds and thousands of guys like you. So SJ, um, she and her husband both got a new job, and she almost doubled her salary. These are screenshots from US, and these are everything that I'm going to cover is all tried and tested, valid proof of that. This is Kennedy in UK. He is like a smashed final interview, offer accepted as a senior technical advisor. He works and advise government and big organizations on technical advisory role as well. This is Shovik, Bank of America, again in US, received a job offer for a 12-month contracting job role, senior, very, very high paying job, unimaginable money, he preferred something high money on contracting as a senior enterprise architect. This is Dinesh, got a job as a technical program manager, working on implementing what you're going to learn today here. Shrija, struggling to get a job in Canada, to within 4 to 5 months, maybe I think September till January. In January, she landed a job. She started working on August or August, mid-August, 5 to 6 months, landed a job in AI and machine learning. This is Ranga, successfully secured a job as well. Pradeep, director of engineering. Vinay, cracked 2 companies interviews. Shrikant, got a job as a senior scientist, data architect solutions. Obina got a job offer. I keep repeating, I have hundreds and hundreds of stories of that. All you need to do is implement what I'm going to talk today here. So as I said, not 1, 2, 3, but since we've started in last 7, 8 years, more than 46,000 plus students and counting. So it's tried and tested method. I'm going to talk about that in the second half of this session as well. I'll give you the exact this. Everyone who starts and get results like these started with my 3-step framework to get now in leadership positions, more than 300,000 plus salary. We'll talk about that. So what you need to do is simply copy paste. May not be fully, partially. If you start implementing these things, you will start seeing the confidence as well as the actual result as well. I'll show you a tons and tons of more towards end as well, these as well. Now, I also will take an example of job role. This is a senior director strategy intelligence role, or director at Expedia Group, which is a travel group. A lot of travel agencies and hotel, and they have chain. So if you have to apply for a job like this, how to apply right from identify the job to job application, what to put, resume, all those things we're going to cover. So you take an example of this as an example and replicate that whatever type of job you are going to do. So we'll say, based on the job description, how to prepare a resume, what mistakes people do so that they don't get interview calls, or what you need to do to become that confidence that you need to apply for jobs like this, or maybe on similar kind, depending on that. We'll also talk about then, once you do, how do you prepare yourself for the interviews so that you can clear these interviews, and start gaining the confidence. Once you start doing the work, the confidence will come by actually trusting and trying out as well. And then how do you prepare for these kind of interviews so that you become confident? Confidence will not come by listening. Confidence will come by actually doing the work. And that's what we're going to give it today as well. We'll also talk about that, hey, instead of you reaching out, how do you build your profile, which is a LinkedIn. This is an example of we teach pretty much everyone who comes how to build a profile like this. And you might have seen people are posting these content you might have seen on LinkedIn as well. So how to post so that recruiters start reaching out to you, not the other way. So if you see an example here, left hand side, Jesse, whatever she works up, whatever things you do, showcase yourself so that you start getting interview calls. Or another one here, Jesse or Michael, started getting tons of lots of email for job prospect. Or Prasad got companies are reaching out 240K or higher as well. So my only promise is that, hey, or request is that you implement. So let me know and promise me that whatever you're going to learn here today, you're going to actually implement that. And so type in the P that you're going to implement on. That's the takeaway. That's the ask from me. I'm going to give you all these things that we're talking about. Just type in the P that you're going to implement it. Not B, P. P for promise. Great. Yes, P. Brilliant. Brilliant. So stay. This is the second part we're going to cover once you know the certification and strategy point, and that's where I'm going to bring an expert. Brilliant, guys. There's still only there are tons of guys. PPP. Thank you very much. Those who posted. Those who have not posted, guys, either engage or leave. I'll probably say don't waste your time on this one. Brilliant. Now I'll start P. Brilliant. Brilliant. Great. Okay. So who am I? Who I might be, and a lot of you guys might be wondering why I'm saying so confidently, what exactly is this, and so on. I have close to 2.5 decades of IT experience on that. And you have gone, and just to brief you out, this is some of the clients I've worked across the globe as well. So if we, as I said, I'm primarily basically from India. I moved from India to UK back in 2004. And I started working with you might have heard of Imperial College, is one of the top 10 universities and they have a lot of physics and a lot of higher studies, MBAs and physics and so on. My first job was on Imperial College, but since then I've gone all over the Europe as well and as far as US as well. So if you see Royal Bank of Scotland, this is ICC in Switzerland, this is Atradius in Netherlands, Pepperdine in US, Toyota in Brussels, Tucson Electric Power in the US, American Excel in the US, London Imperial College I already mentioned, Rimini Street I've worked remotely in Australia, on this is the Oracle partner. This is Scottish government in Scotland. WorldPay, they do all pretty much a lot of the number one transactions, especially Dubai, duty free you go, or a lot of banks, inter transmits banks happens. You see Saudi Railways did a big implementation. So whatever, the reason my is not to flex, but to say whatever you're going to learn is coming from real implementation knowledge as well. And I've done all these things, and that's what I'm going to showcase here. Data Vela we worked on for their data strategy and data implementation as well. And that's not how I started. If you, in fact, you see, this is now I charge in excess of £1,000 a day, premium rates, working with multiple clients. But that's not how I started. I started with, if you see at the left-hand side, my first job, or in fact, it was third job. In my first job was less than even $100. Even if the first job was also, or this third job was also less than $100 a month, which is 9,000 rupees, which is back in India, 8,000. As I said, first 4 or 5 years, I worked very, very hard. And since then, there was no looking back. 425, 500, 700, 900, 1,000, and now I charge premium amount. And this is all possible for some of you guys already working. It's not just me can do it or I've done it. You guys would possibly be. But my hope and expectations are that once you see, you'll get inspired and you take the action, because action will bring clarity. So but again, as I said, this was not hanky-panky. This was not, no. There were a lot of stress, ups and downs and mistakes. And I'm going to cover those mistakes towards end so that you don't make these mistakes if you really want to go and build your career high as well. So with that, as I said, towards end, if you enjoy, if you like, in the last towards end, I'm going to open up a program. If you want to go deeper, today's session is absolutely free. If you like to work, there are 3 ways to work with us on this. And any other, if you have something else, just come and speak to my team. We can work on one of the 3 ways. You can either go for certification or something. I'll talk about this towards end as well. I'll also I have my premium job accelerator program, how you can learn and get these things quickly. We'll talk about that as well towards end, this job accelerator as well. With that, let's focus and ask tons and tons of questions. Now I'm going to hand over to Microsoft certified trainer, and he will do all the magic, and then I'll come back on all the job part, interview part, resume part, all those part as well. With that, Jalal, over to you, buddy. Thank you very much for guys for listening so much patiently. I'm going to hand it over to you, Jalal, on that, and I'll take 1 or 2 questions while we are handing over. So Jalal, let me make you presenter.
Thank you. Thank you,
Uh,
Atul.
Can you, I think you can let me stop
I
sharing
can
and,
I can replace the current share, I
oh yeah,
guess.
brilliant, 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 brilliant. Oh, I like
All right.
the background here.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. You would like to take some questions, Atul,
Yeah,
before
so
we
I
go
think
ahead?
let's see. No, I think we'll carry on. We'll have to get. Will you help to get a remote job from India? Yes, Sanobar. We need to look at what kind of a job you have. Definitely, we have tons of guys who've got a remote jobs. There are two type of jobs. We'll talk about that, Sanobar. And anyone have questions like job, we'll talk. Uh, Marco is saying my LinkedIn post sharing what I'm learning are boosting my confidence. Brilliant. That's the one takeaway from here today, guys. These are the kind of things I want. Over to you. Let's continue from here. Brilliant, Jalal.
Thank you. So, hello everyone. Welcome to our webinar on how to go ahead and get yourself transformed using AI, right? So, we are talking about one of the course from Microsoft, which is Microsoft Certified AI Transformation Leader. The name of the course is a little huge, but if you want to remember it by the, you can say by the code, it is AB-731. Let me just take you through the course. And before we go ahead and look into this course content, let us understand for whom is this course about. So this course is for people who want to go ahead and use AI or maybe implement AI into their organization. Okay. So this course is specifically designed for business leaders, for technology leaders, for people who are going to be AI enabler who want to implement AI into organizations. Rather than going ahead and using code to go ahead and build AI applications. Now it's more about how to go ahead and use natural language to be able to create applications, okay, which can solve business problems. And this is where Microsoft leads because Microsoft has a lot of things, okay, when it comes to, you can say, when it comes to business, okay, when it comes to application development, when it comes to cloud, okay, when it comes to Office 365, Microsoft has all those stacks wherein Microsoft has integrated AI into those stacks. And that is where AI, you can say business leaders need to have AI fluency so that they can not just, okay, you can say hand it over to IT teams to build applications, but they can themselves go ahead and solve problems on the, you can say on the runtime. This is what we can expect. The first thing that we need to understand is the leadership gap that we have right now. This is the data that has been taken from Microsoft report. 79% of CEOs are worried about readiness of their organization to be able to adapt to AI. To be very honest, this is the problem, right? People who are, you can say, anyone who is going to be stringent to be able to adopt to a technology may not have organization who is going to be AI ready. So this is one of the worry that was being asked in a forum wherein the CEOs were worried about AI readiness of their organization. When it comes to AI readiness, it's not only at development level, it's also at, you can say, prompt level. When we want to go ahead and use AI to be able to solve a problem, there is going to be a, you can say, a crowd in the organization who is going to trust their, you can say, their studies that they have done throughout their, you can say, career. They might have been a very good pro coder, right? And they do believe that they are the best coder, but still, if AI can solve that problem, then they need to look into this technology, that how is this technology able to look enter into the system to solve the problem. So this is where AI readiness comes into picture. It's not only for developers, it is also for citizen users when we talk about AI readiness. Second problem that has been located from the report is there are projects that happen in the organization, but they fail due to lack of leadership. To keep it simple, initially there was a lot of talk having open source platform to be able to go ahead and have AI ready applications. But considering the problem is pretty huge. The problem is about security. Okay, the end-to-end security that needs to be implemented. This is where Microsoft and, you can say, even other clouds lead the forum, right? Wherein if there is any problem of project failure, okay, that can be eradicated because we have a full end-to-end, you can say, secure system which is implementing AI into the organization. The third thing, which is again very important, is the ROI. When are we going to get return on investment? This is where it has been predicted that if you implement AI right away, within 2 years, you should be able to get 3.5 times ROI when it is being adopted actively by champion AI adoption team. So people who are expert into AI, they can go ahead and give you a guaranteed 3.5x return as per the report. So the gap isn't in technology, it's in leadership. And this is where AI 731 is going to bridge that gap. I hope everyone is able to make sense. If you would like
Yes,
to
yes.
add something, Atulya.
Yes, couple of things. So, guys, this is I to set the scene. This is important, and when you go for interviews as well, especially managers, senior managers, non-technical person, these are the important things that you should be knowing and understanding as well. It's making sense. Let's move on, Jalal. Just continue.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let me take it ahead. So the moment we need to understand, okay, how is Microsoft AI transformation leader going to assist you? The first thing that we need to understand is the basic concept of AI. So we
So,
have
so
AI.
Jalal,
Yeah.
sorry, Jalal, I'll tell you now. We did the interview at the start, and that's why I want to do is focus on more on because the crowd, majority of crowd I've seen is either they're working or on already an AI or are familiar with AI. So we can you can go very light on the top part and go
All
deeper
right.
into more advanced parts, so we can take the questions. Guys, I hope that's fair. Let me know. That's why I asked these questions as well. This is to say so we can focus on important things that you are. So keep it light on the basics, concepts, because these guys looks like no, and then we'll go deeper. Guys, if you have any questions which doesn't make sense, or we are covering a particular topic, it doesn't make sense, then you can ask so that we can focus more on what you guys need on this group needs. Over to you, Jalal. Yeah.
Thank you. So when we talk about basics of AI, we are talking about software that can mimic human behavior. We can have vision. That means we can have systems that can help us understand images, help us convert speech to text and text to speech, help us make decisions, and even help us get extract from the data. This is what AI is. And when we talk about generative AI, it is a subset of AI wherein we can write it in natural language to be able to generate text, image, code, even video to an extent right now is possible. So you can consider that we are right now into generative AI, okay, aspects of AI. Taking you ahead with respect to this, let us look into the foundation. So when we talk about foundation, we do have data science, wherein you can say the terminology of AI comes into existence, which is about statistics and mathematics, which leads to the foundation of AI system. Then we have machine learning that helps us build. Machine learning is like an engine. Machine learning, deep learning are the engine which are going to fuel AI system and generative AI system. So we have machine learning which can help us build predictive model. These are the engines. Deep learning that can help us build brain-like neural network that can help us solve complex problems. All right. Taking you ahead, when we are talking about transformation of AI into organization, these are the readiness driver that needs to be implemented in the organization. The first thing is the organization should have strategy. A business strategy should be there to implement AI. And that is where the organization needs to understand how AI can support their business goal. To keep it simple, maybe if you are working in BFSI sector, we need to understand how can finance institute be, you can say, benefited when we go ahead and implement AI into organization. Second thing that we need to understand is technology and data strategy. So at a business level, we need to have strategy, even implementation of technology. Do we need to build our own AI systems or do we need to leverage AI into our organization? That depends upon what kind of, you can say, team do you have. Do you have technical team who are going to build AI stack on their own? Or do you have team who are more or primarily business users who are going to use AI technology? All right. So that comes as a second readiness driver that is required to be there in the organization. The third aspect is AI strategy. Now, once you have the business in place wherein you know how can AI support business, second, how you know at what level is your organization, you can say members working. Are they working at a business use case or are they working at creating their own AI stack? In that aspect, we can go ahead and strategize AI into our organization. So we need to have AI, okay, or you can say the expertise so that we can repeat the process with the help of AI. You can say monotonous work needs to be repeated. That is where we need to have AI strategy and experience into organization. The fourth driver is very important. The most important one is organization culture. Okay, we need to have vision in our organization that can help us adopt to AI into organization. The fifth aspect that we can see right now on the screen is governance. Now, when you have AI, you want to see that how is AI being utilized into your organization. Like you would like to see the controls, okay? The controls, the processes, and even accountability of anyone who is looking into the, you can say, using AI for their job role. To keep it simple, I'll put it this way that the data is a very important fuel, right? Which is going to go ahead and you can say run your AI systems or generative AI tools. So we need to have privacy of the data. That is where ChatGPT's application will not, you can say, foster as much into the organization when it comes to Copilot, because Copilot is going to go ahead and ensure that your data is private and is there within your organizational boundary. which is again very important. So these are very important 5 drivers that needs to be looked into, and this is what we will be looking into when we will be deep diving into this course. Apart from that,
So
when
sorry if you
yeah,
go back, Jalal. Okay, guys. So
yes,
this is pay again attention. This is not just for leadership or this certification. Any organization implement AI. These are the things they will be looking for. This is also equally applicable if you're an architect. On when you're designing an AI architecture solution, you need to be looking from a governance point of view, organization culture point of view, strategy point of view, and experience, technology. What kind of things you're going to pick. Same for managers as well. So pretty much across whatever you're doing, you look at these core pillars from that. Over to you.
thank you. Taking you ahead, next becomes frontier. Okay, this is where you want to lead your organization, right? You can say you want to become frontier with Microsoft. Okay, or you can say you want to prioritize your organization work. These are the frontiers that Microsoft is expecting you to have. The first thing is you need to educate, okay, and inspire a team to be able to go ahead and look into using AI into their organization. Okay, second is check your organization readiness with respect to AI. You can say take a survey and try to understand the maturity level of your organization. How much ready are they to be able to use AI? Maybe initially they want to go ahead and use natural language tools to be able to work with AI. Once they like their tool, they would like to build their own tools, maybe going forward. Okay, and that is where they would like to go ahead and look into maybe hiring new people into the organization. So the second thing is AI maturity. The third one is, once you look into AI maturity, you being a part of the organization, you need to understand your AI journey also. You need to map your AI journey and start building the agentic future. So this is what you can have in the organization, and this can go ahead and help you become frontier as per Microsoft documentation. All right. So if you see, the first thing is you need to think, critical thinker. Okay. The second thing is have discussion and understand how much ready you are. The third, try to map how can AI go ahead and benefit in your organization. The fourth is try to build use cases into the organization using agentic AI. Okay. Taking you ahead, getting started with phased approach. So this is the approach that you can have. You need to have governance, you need to have security, and you need to have management into your organization. And this is what Microsoft tools provide. So when you will go through this course, you will see that Microsoft has Copilot embedded into Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, even Microsoft business applications, ERP systems that Microsoft has, even you can say if you want to create your own business application using Power BI, Power Apps, how can Microsoft Copilot help you assist to be able to go ahead and do those tasks? So in this case, this Copilot does help you to govern, secure, and manage your AI within your organization in a phased approach. Now, when we talk
So
about
Jalal, if you
Microsoft,
go back,
yeah.
sorry, go back to previous section. So I think this is a perfect spot to take a one question from Darlene. So I was thinking of taking it at the end, but I realized the question is relevant and then important as well. So your question was, I'm writing to inquire about how this program can help me to leverage my background for C-suite position, while I do not come from technical background. So first of all, anyone who is a project manager, program manager, senior leadership, or a leadership roles, you don't need to be technical. In fact, you should not have technical, otherwise you'll go in the wrong direction. AI is more about, so these key points are very, very important if you're implementing these. And if you look at from a certification later point, you will see, or any other the implementations, it's less of technical, more about these things that we're discussing as well. Jalal, feel free to add anything. He's saying he do not come from a technical background, but from a military certified PMP and with significant experience in supply chain and
Wonderful.
management as well. So I think just from a technical point of view, how being not technical is a blessing in my view, because I tend to be, when I go for leadership kind of a roles and implementations, I try to tend more on a technical side, whereas they should stay as non-technical as possible and let technical thing leave it to technical. If you have that experience, it's good, but it's good not to have as well. Over to you, Jalal. Do you want to add
Yeah,
anything?
I like to add something here. When you're coming from PMP background, to be very honest, you need to understand that what are the agents that are available that can help you solve your project management problems. Okay, without the help of a team, to be very honest, how can AI help you solve the problem then and there, rather than you looking into your team to be able to provide your solution, which can take maybe a week's time, or maybe you can say maybe 2 to 3 days time, which can lead you. First of all, it is dissatisfactory for a human to wait, right? And second thing is we don't like it, to be very honest. Okay, we would like to get the things done because we are at a project management level when we are talking about it. So if you go through this Microsoft certification, you will be able to make sense that how is Copilot helping you build agents which can help you solve project management issues. Maybe you want to create a Gantt chart. How can AI help you in that regard? Okay, maybe you want to go ahead and get a budget estimate, okay, from an internet using an agent. How can you go ahead and do that? You want to have a phased delivery plan, okay, for your you can say for your team, or maybe for your you can say team who are expertise at different level. How can you have a phased plan approach for each and everyone in your team? Okay, and how can you distribute work? This is what project manager does, right? So if you can have AI to be able to solve your problem in that regard, you will be idle, right? And when you will be idle, you will be able to do a lot more productive work in life, right? So how to use AI smartly? Because I do remember there was one of the quote that I remember from Elon Musk. He told a very important thing that with AI, maybe in 7 years, 7 to 10 years down the line, you may feel that people are going to have a lot of free time. They will be able to earn a lot, but still they will be having a lot of free time, which they can devote it to themselves. They will devote it to their family and take a nice sleep also when required. Okay, which is also very important in life. So if you are, you can say, trying to look into AI, okay, into a perspective which is going to ease out work for you, then you are going to go ahead and excel, to be very honest.
Thank you very much, Jalal. Let's move on. He
Yeah,
wants to go more to a C-suite level. He's already
yeah,
PMP. He's already doing C-suite. Well, I'll cover that as well towards and so
wonderful.
stay tuned. Yeah. Over
All
to you.
right. So when we are talking about Microsoft generative AI solutions that you have, that you are going to discuss in this course, you are not going to develop solution here. You are going to understand how can you implement Microsoft generative AI solution, be it in using Microsoft Copilot, which can help you go ahead and solve your problems of writing email, creating presentations, even going ahead and summarizing team meetings. How can Microsoft Copilot help you in a secured environment without your data getting out of your organization reach? The second thing is if you are interested, okay, to be able to build your own chatbots, you have Azure. So you can use cloud with a team of a technical, okay, who understand technology. They might not be developer, they might not be seasoned user of technology, but still they want to build chatbots using Microsoft Azure AI. They can go ahead and do build chatbot. Document automation, maybe they want to automate a payment processing system, they can go ahead and use Azure AI to be able to go ahead and do that. Even create personalized applications for your business use cases. Apart from that, you have GitHub Copilot, which can actually go ahead and do actually everything when it comes to development. So you have a co-pilot assistant when it comes to application development. You have Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is a Microsoft ERP platform that helps you have ERP for sales, HR, manufacturing, automation, wherever you want to have. You can have Dynamics 365 Copilot. Apart from that, if you want to build Power BI reports, if you want to go ahead and build chatbots using low code, no code platform, you have Microsoft Copilot. So when we are talking about this course, we are going to go ahead and discuss about all this technology. We are going to discuss, we are going to see the use case rather than going ahead and writing code, because at a business, when it comes to this transformation leader, it's more about how can organizations adopt and transform, okay, their work with the help of AI. All right.
Before we go
This is,
further, can
yeah,
we, sorry, I interrupt again. Can we
yeah,
go back? Now, again, guys, just want to give the context. When Jalal is saying course, you don't need to work with the course with us. You can do, this is, we're talking about the certification. We're talking about certification. So when you prepare for this AB-731 Microsoft certified AI leadership roles, they are talking the context of AI. As I said at the start, we are going to give you a couple of options. So one option is to get this certification so that you can say to a organization, say, hey, I know how to implement Microsoft way of implementing AI solutions onto as a leader. On that, you will learn some concepts which are outside Microsoft as well. Doesn't need to be Microsoft, but also being Microsoft. Second part, when I'm going to go and look at some examples, I'll also talk about something. We have a second thing, which is about AI for leaders, managers, and senior managers as well, and technical program manager, project managers. That goes not just Microsoft, but across an industry, which is open source, which could be on-premise, which could be cloud. Majority of these are cloud, but not specific to Microsoft or AWS or Azure. It's agnostic of which vendor you're picking, what you're doing. It's a best practices. So when you're talking about, when Janal is talking about, he's talking in the context of this certification, Microsoft Certified AI Leader. I'm going to talk about a little bit broad and wider as well. Just wanted to give the context as well. You're doing brilliant, Jalal. Let's move on to the next part, please. Okay.
thank you. Thank you. Now, when we are talking about these solutions, we need to understand that what Copilot experiences do you have in Microsoft? So you can use chat like a chat GPT. You can even embed Copilot in Microsoft 365 apps, be it Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Teams, and any application that you call. Okay, be it OneNote, be it SharePoint, you have Copilot experiences within those applications. And apart from that, you can even create your own specialized agent, which can help you go ahead and solve problem on your business data. So you do have different types of Microsoft Copilot experiences. Now we are talking about all these things one by one. So first thing we had a chat about Microsoft Copilot experiences, wherein you can have Chat GPT kind of an experience, Chat GPT embedded into your Microsoft 365 apps, and finally you can have your own agents. Agents basically like a human agent can solve problems, an AI agent can go ahead and research and solve a problem for you. Maybe send an email also for you. That can be done using Microsoft Copilot experience too. Apart from that, when we talk about Microsoft Foundry, this is where we are talking about Azure AI. So you can use around 11,000 large language models. You can pick any one of the model as per your use case. You can build an agent. You can even have memory of the agent, like how human agents have memory. Similarly, AI agents can have memory, which can help you solve the problem without researching into your documentation. So you have Foundry IQ, and then you have governance. When we talk about governance, we are talking about a very important thing, which is about security. How secure is your data when you are going ahead and asking questions on top of your data and asking it to reason, okay, from your chat history? It needs to be governed and secure. So you have Microsoft control plane. Okay, these are the four pillars of, you can say, Azure AI Microsoft Foundry that needs to be taken care of.
If we
Apart
go
from
back,
that,
sorry again, Jalal, sorry to interrupt again, guys. To just to because there are some questions are coming, so give that context of the question. Microsoft Azure is a cloud platform from Microsoft Azure. So you have AWS, Amazon is from AWS or Google Cloud and so on. So Azure is a cloud which runs all the entire Microsoft's platform. They used to have something called as initially when they started back, they started with something called as Azure AI Studio. That later became AI Foundry, now became Microsoft Foundry, which is a platform sitting on top of Microsoft Azure cloud, which basically developers use, administrators use, and all the solutions that you see, AI-based solutions, kind of it's a platform on sitting on top of Microsoft Azure cloud as a Foundry AI development platform, implementation platform, end to end. And these are some of the models that Jalal is mentioning. So it will also be useful understanding Microsoft Foundry if you're going for AI 102 kind of a certification, which is a more AI engineer focused. There are a lot of certifications coming from Microsoft because they are going all in AI. And if you've not transitioned, as I said at the start, look at the certification video, which is coming next week, where most of these certifications are changing now towards agentic AI, generative AI, AI Foundry, new platform, and a lot of transitions happening from normal day-to-day job to AI-based jobs. Over to you. Let's continue from here.
all right, just to add one more thing, a person who is asking this question must be aware about Google Drive, right? It is also an application, right? Similarly, if you want to build your own application using AI, which can be a Google Drive, maybe a Google Photo, I'm just giving an example. How can you go ahead and leverage AI to be able to build your own applications to keep the data, right? To be able to interact with your data. So this is where Microsoft Foundry from Azure comes into picture. Similar to how you have Google Cloud, you have Azure, you have AWS, you have Oracle. Taking you ahead, when we are talking about the first aspect about Foundry model, you need to understand what do you want to use. So maybe you can use pre-built tools. You can even use Foundry models, or if you want to fine tune the model on your own organization data, wherein you want the model to be able to respond to your tuning. Okay, you can even fine tune the models that are existing and then create agents and solutions on top of it. So you can use tools which are already existing, like Copilot. You can use Foundry to be able to build a model, okay, or to be able to build a solution, and you can even fine tune and then build a solution. That is also an option that is available. Now, let us talk about this Microsoft Certified AI Transformation Leader, right? So, this is a course from Microsoft, which is a beginner level course. This is for business leader. The passing for this course is around 700 out of 1000, which is, to be very honest, this can be achieved, okay, with rigorous training. Apart from that, no coding background is required to be able to go ahead and clear this certification. If you see, the tagline is pretty important. This is for decision makers, technology leaders, AI enablers who want to guide, okay, or you can say who want to do AI transformation and innovation with Microsoft tools, be it Copilot, be it Azure Cloud, be it Microsoft Foundry, without any coding knowledge. Okay, at a high level, if they want to implement, how can they go ahead and do an implementation perspective in the organization? This is what this exam is all about. The certification I told you is for COs. Okay, it is for directors, program leaders, business analysts, and for anyone who wants to get started or maybe he's seeing himself into this career going forward in future. Okay, this is something that they need to vouch for. Okay, the exam blueprint is also pretty much organized. You need to understand the business value of generative AI. This is what is expected in the exam. You need to understand how does Microsoft apps and services work with AI, and how can you implement and adopt AI into organization. Now this is very important. If you see, it is very clearly crafted that you need to understand the business value, then you need to build your solutions, understand how to build solutions, and then how to go ahead and have those solutions at a governance level. Okay, when it comes to adoption and implementation, that needs to be taken care. Taking you ahead, what values? Now, when we are talking about this three aspects, we are talking about business value, right? This is where you will understand what is generative AI as compared to other AI types. Okay, you will also understand which solution you want to select for your business need. I'll put it simple. If you are into BFSI or maybe you're working with client and you are a business user, you would like to go ahead and prototype a problem, okay, solution for them. So when you want to prototype a problem solution for them, rather than going for Foundry, you would like to go ahead and use Copilot agent to be able to build solution for your client. Okay, which can help you rather than connecting with the IT team. Okay, to be able to build solution, it can help you yourself build the solution on the go. Okay, and to be very honest, rather than waiting for a week, you can get it done within an hour. It's all upon how do you go ahead and use the AI tools. Okay, so we need to understand which tool do you want to use for your specific business need. What is the difference between fine tune and pre-trained model? As a business value generation, we need to understand this. Apart from that, we need to understand what will be the cost associated when we are going to implement generative AI into organization. A very important thing, if we are looking to go ahead and automate process, it should not lead to more cost, okay, into the organization. There should be some return on investment after a considerable amount of time, and then there should be some measurable, you can say, tools also that we need to have it, you can say, implemented. What can be the challenges? Because when you use AI, similar to how we use human, there can be bias, right? From humans also, people do understand that human can be biased, right? So if AI is biased, we need to go ahead and not eradicate AI from our system. We need to understand how can we eliminate bias, like how we are able to eliminate bias from human, okay, who are going to go ahead and use, you can say, at a business level or maybe at an organization level. So what can be the bias that we need to go ahead and look into the challenges, and how can we automate opportunities into organization? Okay, so these are foundational concept when it comes to business AI. The technical concept when we are talking about is prompt, how to write effective prompt. Okay, what is RAG? Okay, how to maintain data quality. What is machine learning life cycle when it comes to business value? How it can help us generate business value when we want to understand the machine learning life cycle in our organization. Okay, and finally, we need to understand how can we build applications, how can we secure data, and how can we authenticate those applications using Microsoft authentication tools. So this is what comes when we talk about business value for generative AI. And this is what in the exam you can find the questions related to this, maybe 35 to 40%. Taking you ahead, the second aspect is about Microsoft apps and services. This is where you use Copilot, you use Copilot Studio, and you use Azure AI to be able to build your application. So in this course, we are not expecting anyone to build applications, to be very honest, but they need to understand how can they leverage these tools in the organization to be able to adopt and do transformation into the organization. So we have Microsoft 365 Copilot embedded in chat, embedded into your Microsoft 365 apps. And if you want to leverage more capability, maybe you want to connect to a SharePoint, or maybe you want to connect to your AWS data, okay, or maybe you want to connect to a data that is residing in Google Cloud. How can you use Copilot Studio to be able to build agents which can interact with data outside the Microsoft world, okay, outside the Microsoft tools? So you have Copilot Studio that will help you build agents. You have Microsoft 365 agent, and then you have Azure AI Foundry, wherein we will be understanding about Azure AI and Foundry too, like vision, speech, okay, and you can say decision making capability that comes with AI. This is module number two. Module number three is very important when it comes to business, which is about how responsible is AI into my organization. Is it fair? Is it reliable? Is it keeping my privacy of data intact? Is it securing my application? End-to-end application is secured or not? Maybe someone is authenticating, and then there is a driver who is, you can say, there is a threat which is able to go ahead and infiltrate into your system. So how secure it is? Is it transparent when it gives a response? Is it giving references and citations when it gives the responses? This all comes under responsibility. When it comes to governance, you need to set up an AI council, okay, into your organization, because you want to have end-to-end, you can say, mapping and information tracking when it comes to who is using, you can say, AI into your organization. Okay, maybe someone has gone ahead and uploaded their own file from their system, which is going to have maybe some viruses, which is going to go ahead and corrupt your organization data. So this is very important, where you have a governance wherein the data is not allowed to be uploaded when it comes to using Copilot to be able to give answers. Apart from that, we need to have change in management style, wherein barriers to AI adoption needs to be eliminated. We need to look into licensing and cost also, because this is again a very important driver when it comes to return on investment. What will be the cost? If I use Copilot, if I use Azure AI, what will be the cost associated to this? Okay, these are the technologies that we have. I
If you
told
go,
you.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to go, if you go back to the previous slide, guys, this
Yeah.
is important. Even if you're not doing Microsoft based, but earlier someone was asking about C-suite or remote jobs or implementation on a high level, leadership level, management level. These are very, very important when you go for implementation, when you go for interviews, when you go for jobs. That's the kind of a things people want to see, apart from if you're not a non-technical. If you're technical, if you have these things, it will be very, very good added advantage for you. Over to you, Lex. Brilliant,
All right.
Jalal.
There was a
Yeah.
question in the chat wherein I think
We can take
when
it at
you
the end
say,
because I have a lot.
all right,
I'm running
okay,
slightly late. We'll
I'll try
cover
to
that
complete.
questions. But
I'll
team
try
is
to complete.
answering that. You can answer, guys.
Okay.
Nicha, when you're answering them, if you can respond all, it'll be helpful for others to read the questions as well. If they can see, I don't know whether they can see. Over to
All
you.
right. Thank you. So when we are talking about Microsoft, I told you Copilot 365, Copilot Studio, Azure AI Foundry, Graph, wherein you will be able to connect to your organization data, and then you have responsible AI toolkit into picture. Based on the business need, you can have recommended solutions. So this is what Microsoft recommends. If you are trying to go ahead and summarize data, you can use Copilot. If you're trying to generate content, okay, you can use Copilot or maybe Azure OpenAI Service. If you want to have a chatbot for customer support, you can use Copilot Studio. If you want to generate code, you can use GitHub Copilot. You need to be able to give these answers, right? And as a technology leader, we need to understand which tool needs to be used at what point of time into our organization. Apart from that, visual content, if you want to use, you can use Azure AI models. If you want to have interaction with multi-model information, like maybe a chat and you can say image, you want to interact with both of them together, you can again have Copilot or use Azure multi models. This is what we have. I think, uh,
I
shall
can
I
take it
stop
from
here?
here. Yeah, yeah. No, I think this is brilliant. So if you go back to the previous one, so this is
Yeah.
now, as I said, is this is for from a leadership point of view. If you go, can you go and just I'll tell you if you can go for next one. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, maybe take one or two questions, guys, if related to certification. If you go back to the certification question while I hand it over, I pick it. If you go back to the previous one. Yeah.
This one?
No, no, no. There was a FAQ on section on about certification. Anyone wants to know about certification, but these are typical. No, no. Yeah.
This one?
No, not this one. Not this one. Sorry. I'll
Okay,
email this copy. Further down or further down. Next one.
down.
Next one. Yeah, this one. Up. Okay. Leave it. Leave it with me. I'll take. Don't worry. Let me take it from here.
Sorry, sorry.
Replace.
Yeah.
No, no worries. No worries. I'll take it from here. Guys, as I
Okay.
said, we'll go. As I said, I'll email, but as I said, we'll some of the common questions about is about
Your voice is not audible, Atul. Atul, your voice is not audible.
I think he's rejoining. Jalal, can you take it over
Okay.
from here?
Okay, we'll wait for him to join, right, Shrishti?
Yeah.
Anyone has any question as of now until he joins back?
Yes, Jalal. So there was one question what I saw, and it was from just a second, Vasant Kumar. So by seeing one of your slide, he mentioned when you say model, it is LLM at GenAI layer, right?
Absolutely, he's right.
Okay. And everybody, you can just drop all of the questions you have in the chat box so that we can take one by one.
If someone has some questions, they can put it in the chat so that we can take it forward.
Also, there was this one question, Jalal, from Sanjeev. Is it important to get certified as a AI transformational leader, not just with MS AB-731, but also AWS, AIP, CO1, and other like Google?
It's good to certify on from one of the body, that is more than enough. Okay, more than certification. If you have knowledge, that is also good enough. But based on what your stack is, if you are into AWS or GCP or Azure, based on that, you can select any one of them. That is absolutely fine.
Got it.
That information will be shared to you, okay, going forward, about how much time do you want to devote, right, to complete the program successfully. Everything will be shared to you. The duration, everything will be shared to you. Okay, Yogesh, and
Okay, so he is joining, but
Am I audible now?
Darlin,
yes,
okay.
yes, all right.
Sorry, guys. I was copying. So where, at what point I lost? This is,
Job is no, it was related to exam, something you were saying.
it was related to exam. So they were here till exam, right? So maybe it just picked up.
Yeah.
Brilliant, guys. Sorry, and thanks for calling me. Shrishti, one second. Let me make my screen bigger, full screen. Am I audible now? Can someone unmute and tell me?
Yes,
My
sorry, you're
team.
audible completely.
Okay, brilliant. The screen is visible as well.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So we are going to cover all these questions. There are tons and tons of questions. Okay. Uh, it's complicated, Patrick. Don't worry about it. How many hours per week should I realistically expect to commit to? We'll cover all these questions, guys. Okay. Brilliant, brilliant. Are we going to have a copy of this? Yes, yes, absolutely fine. Limited time. Okay, let me cover outside. So as I said, I was talking about is that, hey, those who have come so far, if you're coming from a free gift, you'll be getting the free gift. Those who stayed till now on an email as well. So my team will share that as well. Now from here, will what you can do is whatever you've learned, if you have to get certified, you can take it. I'll also be talking about the second part about resume interview preparation, how to prepare for those jobs. If you want to work with us, you can do on your own. But if you want to work, we have three options to work with. Left hand side is a certification. We help you prepare for the certification. So we'll give you everything that you need for the certification. If you want to go and to go a little bit more than certification, where we have a program called AI for leaders, managers, and architects, and if you go deeper with that for becoming a manager, leader, and or architect, with some additional things will be option two. Or if you want to go very, very deep in terms of not only learning this, but everything, right, from cloud to data to AI, machine learning, generative AI, both for project manager, program manager, technical leaders, and visionaries, including resume preparation, interview preparation, LinkedIn preparation, job preparation. I'll give a hint today to say how you can do on your own. But if you want to work closely with us on a deeper, this is a third option I'm going to talk about, which is job focus. And that's my objective going to be for you for the next. We also have something called as job accelerator program. In that we go, not only we do a first 1 week is all about triage, understanding, going deeper, working closely and deeper with you. then help you with in terms of both, as I said earlier, hands-on workshops, resumes, LinkedIn mock interviews, and then keep learning and keep improving your salaries every couple of months and keep growing from that. So we'll talk about that as well towards the end as well. Very quickly, what makes us best? Everyone says their product is good. Everyone says they're good. What I say is what my students say. So everything that they're going to hear is going to be coming from students, real students like you who have done. And everything that I've done is tried and tested. All these reviews that you're going to see, either they are on Trustpilot or on our Google reviews. And others are from my inside the program. They share the screen of WhatsApp. You'll be seeing WhatsApp screens with the numbers. For those who have given inside the program, you will see all the details. So first is support and the reason I'm telling you these is to see how you can get similar kind of experience. So support is fingertips with WhatsApp support and email. So we have two channels to support. One is WhatsApp and email. Email is for ticketing system, tracking, accountability, and WhatsApp is where you can get help from WhatsApp via messaging. Support is always available for posting events, classes, so we don't miss out. So we run multiple sessions, multiple batch, multiple times, not just for certification, but also interview preparation, resume preparation, some other additional bonuses, topics, experts are coming. We have around 200 plus freelancers, and then around 80 full-time employees. I have 80 full-time employees and 200 plus freelancers. We bring other experts who'll be teaching and talking to you. So we do not only this, but multiple things. Also, trainers are exceptionally good. You might have seen all are Microsoft certified, AWS certified, or the guys who are actually working on the ground as well. We have a portal where you'll be getting access to the portal as well. You will be meeting other members as well. So overall, the entire K2 Academy is amazing and exceptional point. What makes us best? There'll be weekly live interactive session. I'll be going a little bit fast. And then if you have any questions, you can stop me and let me know. So we go weekly live interactive session with the well-done videos. You have a WhatsApp plus ticketing system to support. You also have extensive hands-on workshop. Depending on what program what level you're going, you might be doing workshops, you might be doing exercises, you might be writing a vision document, you might be doing more engagement related, you might be going technical, depending on. So there'll be workshops, project workshop, hands-on with step-by-step instructions, guide, and videos. If you do decide to join the job focus program, we'll be helping you with right from resume, job outreach, unlimited mock interviews. How do you go and prepare for the interviews, everything that you need to know. We'll also be giving unlimited retake over the next 1 year, which means what happens is these things keeps updating, new things keep coming. Microsoft has come a long way, AWS has come a long way. New things are coming like LangChain and LangGraph and agentic AI and generative AI, all those things we keep updating so you get always fresh content. There'll be regularly enhancement. You can come back again and again, and there'll be recording available for portal for you guys as a post-session task. And then, as I said, you're not the first one, and you won't be the last one. In last 7-8 years, we've done more than 46,000 happy clients who got results. My success rate in 2024 was 93%, which is unheard of because we pay attention. You will see when those of you go into the program, we have accountability metrics. Every person goes through that accountability. We track. Last year it was 95%, and we'll talk about. So I want you to be on that 95%. My objective this year is to go further better on that in terms of clients being happy inside the program as well. This is some of what our client have to say. This is again Salim, best experience teachers, very well even for beginners. Oksana, and these are Trustpilot reviews. Provide the great program. Support is very staged. Definitely you'll get a job. Professional, very, very professional. Joshua, job focused, experienced instructors, good support system. Jalal is just one of them. We have like tons of guys. He's good. He's Microsoft certified, and you'll see a lot of other different guys. I was very skeptical about the paying for the course. For someone like me who has decided to change my career at 40s, entirely different domain. It's scary, but and then having a bigger ROI. So just believe in yourself and go for it. This is just some of the guys which I've said. So first program is about certification. If you're going for certification, everything that you need for certification, it's a 6-module. Those 3 domains that we saw broken down to 6 modules, further broken down. There'll be hands-on lab, which are to see how things are happening behind the scene. Everything that we mentioned and discussed, you'll be actually doing it. There'll be lessons, and there'll be more than 24 lessons. As of now, we're 24. We keep improving these things. There'll be 200 plus sample exam questions. There'll be weekly live interactive session. The only difference is between today and the other session in the live session. In live session, there'll be only 25 guys. You'll be able to see each other because we invite all the previous batch students so that they can come back. You can learn from them. Also, there'll be interaction. You can see, you can talk directly. You'll be able to see each other and there'll be interaction happening and you will be able to see each other's chat. Today is big group. That's why we blocked to access, but then in program, you'll be able to see them. So they'll be weekly live. Now, what makes us, if you go into in this, and if you see the market value, it's in excess of, this is another company who's providing similar things. They have 2 days program and they don't give you unlimited retake. They don't give you lifetime access. It's a, oh, sorry, they don't give you unlimited retake and live interactive sessions are only for 2 days, $3,000+. So another one is here, which is cheapest one we found, which is online, giving an online trainings. So this is the cheapest, which found was 790 euros, converted into dollars, 845 as well. So for us, this is for us to give you a tester, and we don't charge. We probably initially thought of having 845. Everything that I mentioned about the certification, this will be all about certification focus. And if you want, we do it very, very, very through like a very competitive price, which is $497, one single payment of $497, or 2 monthly payment of $297. This is the URL on the bottom of. This is if you want to go for pure certification. So everything mentioned about certification will be visible here. If you want to go deeper, URL is the bottom. My team will share the URL on the chat. You will be able to see the chat or you look at the bottom of your screen, which is visible here. You enter your name, last email address, phone number, and certification and details. If you go to the next portion, you have 2 options. Either go for option number 1, which is $497 or $498. If discount will already be applicable, you'll be end up paying only $497 just for certification. Or you go for 2 payments. Installment option is there. 2 payment of $297 each. You decide what is right. And based on that, once you register, you'll get an automatic email and you'll be immediately access to the portal. My team will walk you through if you need any help, but there'll be steps inside the video. That's purely
Adul sir, again, you're not audible to us.
is it
Right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hi, Atul. Right.
sorry, I think it's audio. Is it okay now? At what time
Yes,
this
yes.
audio break?
It just stopped right now, just maybe 5 seconds before. Yeah.
Is it was it visible till here?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, guys, I don't know, sorry, but I think maybe not a good day, but it's okay. Guys, thank you very much for having patience with me, and Shashi for calling me. Good job. I don't know what's happening. I need to sort out my this thing. But I was saying is that once you register, you have 2 options. Either go for 1 single payment of $497 or 2 monthly payment of $297 each. Once you register, URL is given bottom. You'll get an immediate access to the portal, and any help, my team will be there to help and guide you. So that's something, option 1. URL is the bottom of that of the screen as well. I can take 1 or 2 questions if there's any question, or Shashti, we can move on if there's no questions, or maybe we can, if you think we should take questions at the end. Okay, David. Okay, David, well done. You're saying please reach out to me. I'm a former student, need some program, but require some other additions. We'll talk about that as well, about other additions as well. Next one was Shashti, do you want me to cover, or
We can cover in the end as
we can cover the questions? Yeah,
yes.
because I want to come to the job preparation and interview preparation as well part. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so second option is option number 2, which is about the certification plus a program we call done and brilliant feedback about AI for leaders, managers, and architects. So AI leaders and managers. So this was the roadmap that we did. This is the program we do, which is a next level, which is apart from certification. So what you do is we begin with the basics of AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI, RAG, prompt engineering, all the basic concepts. We also cover all the basic concepts of data, because data feeds into the AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI. That's a backbone of. So how do you manage your data pipelines? An overview of what kind of a data, streaming data, static data, batch, uh, different type. How do you build the lake house? How do you build the data pipeline, and then goes to further. So we cover data. We also cover cloud, all the 4 cloud overviews, understanding differences, and you will have a clarity about which cloud provider is for what services. So basic idea about storage, networking, compute, there are AI-based solutions, and a high-level overview. So you can say, oh, for this service, I'm going to pick this cloud. Or for this, I'm going to do this job, and there'll be combination of that. So we'll go cloud. We also then go for enterprise security and security strategy with respect to AI. So enterprise level architectures, what architecture to build from a non-technical angle point of view, a little bit of technical as well, mix of both. We go deeper into prompt engineering. So we'll do basic level of prompt engineering, advanced level of prompt engineering, and it's very important for leadership roles so that you can say what solutions to pick. We also go for RAG, which is the retrieval augment generation with agentic AI. We also go for validations, governance, metrics for AI models, which one to pick and why. Also, key strategic decisions in terms of decision metric, RAG and fine tuning, alignment, ethics, reinforcement learning, agentic AI model, and then the autonomous workflows, agentic AI, autonomous workflows for business transformations. Once you understand all these things, we say how to implement these things, agentic AI or Gen AI on cloud, AWS cloud, which has Bedrock, Amazon, Amazon for Bedrock, or you have uh, Microsoft Azure AI Foundry. On Google, you have Google Vertex or Oracle OCI agents. And then, of course, added by the certification, which you have already seen. So you'll get everything. Now, I'm not going to go again deeper. There's a document at the bottom, which you see at the bottom again, kinonacademy.com/AI for leaders offer. This is a document that we recommend, which is full details of all these, but on a high level, every module has an assignment or a workshop because you're not learning theory, you're actually implementing the way you're going to implement other organizations. So right from all these definitions, generative AI, key architectures, transformers, different type of BERT model, decoder, GPTs, all those things, which model to select and so on. And this is where you'll take an assignment and comparing generative AI with traditional AI and the business use cases. This is where we are going to look at enterprise architecture and security, and we are going to do an assignment. We are going to design a high-level AI architecture for banking and healthcare. You can decide how to build for banking or how to build a healthcare and so on. And you'll be learning all these. First, you're going to learn concepts and understanding, and then go to do assignment so that you can implement in your organization, or you can write in the resume that you have done these things. Then we're going to go for prompt engineering, basic and advanced, as I said. So we'll look at things like chain of thoughts, tree of thoughts, chain of verification, hallucinations, biasness, all those things we're going to fix. And then you're going to develop a prompt engineering strategy. Prompt engineering strategy itself is a big thing, so that will feed into all other generative AI-based solutions as well. And they'll be doing this deliverables. We're going to go RAG and RAG. In that RAG, again, we'll look at vector databases, which vector database to pick based on the requirement, what kind of a RAG solution we're going to pick. And then we are going to implement assignment part. We are going to implement RAG model to connect LLMs, large language model, with the data, enterprise data, and you can pick based on your industry or the company or kind of organizations you want to go as well. We're going to look at, similarly, I'm going to go on validation, governance, metrics, and then RAG. So each of these will have assignment. You can go for the read if you want to further have. I'm going to go high level again. Because of the time, I want to focus on other parts of resume interview preparation. So go and read out. If you have any questions on this, if you want to go deeper, let me know. Everything that we're going to learn is followed by capstone project, which is a big end-to-end implementation. And there'll be 3 phases of that implementation. This is like you're building an entire strategy, but in a compressed manner of 6 to 8 weeks of everything. Instead of doing 6 months or 8 months, you're going to shrink it into 6 weeks or 8 weeks, so that you can go and show in your resume that you have done these things. So in our capstone project, we are going to pick up requirement, discovery, and then what technology decisions you're going to pick to implement. This is where we're going to build architecture defense and refinement of targeted from CFOs, CTOs, or you're going to present it to the board and how they react and defend solutions that you presented. And then finally, phase 3, production readiness and portfolio, which one to pick. And imagine you've gone live, and then post live, how you're going to implement and improve that. What does the ROI look like? You're going to present that entire thing as a leader. So these are the deliverables out of that caption project. So you can put as it is in your resume, in your interview, and say, this is what I've done. So this is the whole thing we are going to learn on this. And again, as I said, we capture feedback is very, very important on that. So after every session, we take not batch. I'm talking about every session by session. So we have whatever sessions you will learn, like for today, you've learned, I'm going to give a feedback and say, hey, how do you rate it? Is it excellent? Is it good? Or is it need improvement? And we should aim towards 98% excellent. Luckily, fingers crossed, till now, there are on exceptionally 1 or 2 points where it's good, but more about logistics where we basically the timing doesn't match or sometimes those kind of things. But all the time I've seen for programs like these, excellent feedback. These you see 22 excellent, 21 out of 25 guys that come in the program. Not everyone rates like you might have seen, but those who rate pretty much everyone excellent. So feedback is very, very important. So this whole thing you're going to get it is not just certification, but for AI for leaders. We go all the modules, assignments, as well as the capstone project. If you go, if you want to go and read more, this is the option that you can read. If you look at the value, and trust me, it's way, way more than 4,000. I can guarantee you in any organization, anywhere you can go and something caliber of this, including the certification. If you get a 4,000, but I can challenge you on that point. That deeper we go. Now, you're not paying $4,000 because you're here on work with us. We want you to be maximum value. For me is ROI. So we give you one option of either $2,000, just shy of $2,000, or 3 payment of $797 each. The URL is the bottom again, kitunacademy.com/AI for leaders live. That's option 2 in the middle that you saw seen here. Again, same process. You fill the URL, the first name, last name, email address, phone number, address, and then when you go scroll down, you will have 2 options. Either you go for single payment of just shy of $2,000, 1,997, or you can go for 3 monthly installment of $797 each. You either can pay via PayPal or credit or debit card, or, and then you can select and say terms and conditions are agreed, and then you're all in, which is you'll get this second program which I mentioned, or option number 2, which is a combination of certification and plus this job prep as well. You'll get an email. In this case, you'll be also having an onboarding team. They will call you within 72 hours or maybe much quicker. You'll automatically get a page with links on. You'll book a onboarding call. We will understand a little bit more deeper and will give you things for you specific to you. And my team will walk you through and everything will be there available for immediately for you. You will also get a link. In this case, you'll also get a link to WhatsApp group. So you can ask any questions apart from the community access that you'll be getting. So that's option number 2, which is the middle that you see, both the URL certification as well as live session that you see. That brings me to the third and most is for my dear here for a number of reasons, because then I can show you and I can make tons and tons of money to you and help in earning a lot of money, good money that you saw. And I'll also tell you the mistakes people might be doing, what you might be doing, so that costing you the job that you deserve, the money you deserve, which is third and right side option that you see. Now, I'm going to take the question towards the end, but in the meantime, let's focus on this third option as well on here. So these are kind of jobs, but not limited to. Depending on, we are going to change it depending on your background, your role, what kind of jobs you want. Maybe managers, maybe technical managers, maybe senior manager, maybe director level, maybe VP level, maybe CIO, CXOs, that level, but customized to you. Technical will give you what you need. So these are some of the jobs that you'll be applying. Now, this is all I'm going to talk about is we'll take you in this program, which is third option, will take you from not confident to super confident. You'll 100% confident, will give you the certificate, relevant certifications, will add more certifications relevant to the job that you will need, and project and workshop-based learning. We'll also take you from no interview call to multiple interview calls, like ATS compliant resume, optimizing the LinkedIn, and then we'll take you from no job offer to multiple job offers with mock interviews, salary negotiations, how to answer interviews and questions. We'll give you even interview questions. With that, let me break it down to one by one, step by step, and you can take away from so that you can implement in your learning. So take an example. First thing you're going to do is you're going to search for the job. We'll give the job portals. Not only, of course, some guys you already know, but there are other hidden jobs or job sites when I talk to guys not even aware, for remote jobs or jobs in other countries, or jobs which are specific to the AI specific jobs. LinkedIn is, everyone knows. So you can search and a specific type of job, you will give you list of jobs. Second thing is then you can even very simple I'm talking about is you can even as simple as go to Google. That's what I've picked up a couple of jobs to show you how easy and how simple it is to find out a job. Once you get a job, list down and spend a lot of time into this, maybe at least 1 to 3 hours of especially the responsibilities that are required. Now, I'm talking the context of the job that we picked up, but same is applicable for you guys. Am I making sense, guys? Put in the chat window. Am I making sense? Because I'm going to pick up. This is important. This bit is important. How you can leverage what I'm talking right now. Just put in the chat window because that's where I want you to come back again. And also an excuse for me to take a sip of water. Yes, is it making sense, guys, for others as well? Brilliant. Yes, yes. Okay, great. So what you're going to do is here. So this is where you will go through the job because reading the job is very, very important. Important. That's how you're going to write your resume. That's how you're going to prepare for your job as well, or interview questions as well, or interview and implementation as well. So when you're updating the resume, now if based on the job description, if you look at this job description, and we'll help you with all these things. That's why we have around 80 plus guys to help you in every job that you're preparing on how you write your resume well so that you get interview call. So this is if you look at the readout, they're looking for director level. They are looking for business plus AI strategy and cross-functional. Now they are looking three things in your resume. They're looking for whether you understand AI deeply enough and you can define the strategy. They're also looking for, do you have connections with business impact? You can connect AI with actual results like revenue, productivity, experience, client experience, and so on. Also, they're also looking and expecting in your resume, have you done the cross team initiatives? Have you taken the product team? Have you spoken to product teams? Have you spoken to tech team? Have you spoken to the analytics team, customer experience team, and so on? So are you aware of, I'm sorry, are you in your resume? They want to see these things. So make sure that you position your resume as a AI strategy leader because that's what they're expecting. Also add what you've done in terms of strategy, and all those things matter based on the job description, and each job description deserve at least 2 to 3 hours per job. And I know sometimes people think, oh, it's too much, but that's what will drive you 300, 400,000 plus jobs. Salaries, dollar 300,000, 400,000, senior leadership roles. And then rather than spending and rather than applying hundreds of jobs, you apply 5 jobs, but solid jobs and solid resumes. So these are the things. We'll share the screenshot, so don't worry about it. This thing. Now, you can take help from ChatGPT. You can take help from Claude. You can take help from other AI tools these days. They'll help you to prepare your resume as well if you want. But if you're inside the program, we give you the entire GPT, and we will also have lots of experts whose work is day in, day out, preparing for interviews. They're on the interview panel. They're on the resume panel. They look at resume and say, select guys. Oh, let me have for interviews. I'm on a lot of companies interview panel. Resumes come and we'll say, oh, this looks right or wrong. So that's one part where we also make your resume ATS compliant, help you with all these things. And also on a weekly basis, there is a resume clinic runs 2 to 3 times in a week. You jump on and we give and critique your resume, and we keep doing it till the time you start getting interview calls. So you should at least get 50% interview calls, which means out of 100 jobs you apply, 50 you should get interview call. If you're applying 10 jobs, at least 5 should get interview calls. And if not, that means something gap in your resume. Or there's a second thing which I'm going to cover in a minute. There's a second gap or second problem that you have. So these are the 5 resume mistakes. So once resume review, one of these is, or one of these 5 issues, maybe you're posting one resume, blasting it all over the place, or very minor modification, not deep enough modification. Don't do that. Gone were the days where one resume will be picked up. You'll be very, very lucky if it's happening. Second is not making it ATS compliant, application tracking system. These resumes go through the AI now and say, should I select or not? Should it go to human being or not? So make sure your resume is ATS compliant. We help you with that. Remove all the unrelated, non-related skills. Your resume should say, oh, when someone picks up, say, this is the guy I want. So only the related skills as per the job description. Also, you may not be adding the relevant skills or experience. So to get an example of, we were talking again for that Expedia job, I'm going to showcase in my resume, I'm expecting to showcase, or interviewer is expecting, whosoever is going to select your interview, they're expecting, are you showing them cross-functional leadership roles? Are you demonstrating AI use cases, but industry relevant, in this case, travel related? So for example, you can showcase some of the examples like I built my personalized agent engines I've worked on where we've implemented this, or AI chat assistant, or dynamic pricing for because it's a travel industry or hotel industry. Maybe if it's come a healthcare specific, it would say finance related, customer service automation. So you can pick some of these things. So make sure that your resume has relevant experience as per the industry for which you're applying, and then no follow up. I see tons and tons of guys who are not still doing it. First three people are still making it, but fourth and fifth people are not still not doing. No follow up. It's very easy. Again, as I said, not a lot of guys in UK even know this is in UK. JobServe quite famously, tons and tons of jobs come into this. So, for example, this AI director role I've just picked up, and I'm going to apply that. Every listen, I need to reach out. It's in today's world, it's very easy to find out the person. So I know she's from Nigel Frank International. This is the company, and this is the name of the person. What I'm going to do is go to LinkedIn and search for this person. You can even get email address and a phone number. So not only you're reaching out on a job portal, you're also reaching out on LinkedIn. And not only you're reaching out on LinkedIn, you're also reaching out on phone number, the email address. Not only email address and a phone number. It sounds like, oh, you're chasing or you're following up. That's what you need to do, because recruiters nowadays get hundreds of emails. So hold on. Am I audible now, Shashi?
Yes, so
Yes.
you're audible now.
And is it a good audio or bad audio? Because
Uh,
is it laptop or it's coming
no, no,
from
It's
the
it's
an
clearly
awesome.
audible now.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. Okay, okay. What part I did broke? Sorry, guys. Again, I don't know why it's happening today. Mind, is it all? So, what point did it audio went off?
The same fourth step.
Oh, fourth step. Great. Okay, not very far. Thank you very much, and I'll stick to my phone as well, Shashti. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so fourth step is I was talking about is that prepare. Oh, okay. So connect to the recruiters, and then make sure that you prepare a message specific to. So I'll go to write down his so and so name. I noticed that you're looking for a director strategy role, and my background is so and so. I've shared my resume. In LinkedIn, you can only reach to a particular, I think 300 characters, something like that. That should be good enough. But then I'm going to also follow via email on. Also go through a covering letter in my job portal. People don't do it, trust me. If you do, you'll be already ahead of a lot of guys. So we give you all the resume clinic, we give you interview and LinkedIn profile selections like this as well. Now, if you follow this, again, as I said, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of results like this, 6 screening calls and 1 interview call. So Kritesh followed the same steps and started getting screening calls and interviews. Ronnie, not confident to super confident. Now, I am not sure how you go, but a lot of time when I was working and I was looking for a jobs, I was very nervous I was not even confident. I was not even applying. So although I've not secured my job, like if you see now, read out Roni, uh, preparing preparing for interviews, mock interviews, building my strong understanding. I've not only yet secured a job, but I'm very confident in my interview skills. This has helped me to approach my opportunities. The feedback during mock interviews, my resume, and my LinkedIn, though I've not landed a job, but I'm much more confident. I'm confident that I'll land my roles or job soon. I'm confident he got a job in next couple of months after that. There's another one, Amol. My shortlisted is currently shorted. My profile is being shortlisted into 2 organizations like that. And finally, again, Amol, Trustpilot, I got a job happy to secure. I got a job secure senior system engineer as well. Now, that's one part resume, but second part people miss is LinkedIn. So you need to use LinkedIn to build authority, you to build a marketing machine so that you're known. That's how I got lots and lots of work in between 2007 till 2010, 11 on LinkedIn. So profile optimization, there are 13-point checklists we give. Out of these three are very, very important, these three. So in my case, if I'm going and looking for AI strategy kind of a job, I'm going to change my headline. My LinkedIn headline should look like something on a couple of options. You pick what is right for you. But AI strategy leader, for example, or DAC level AI strategy. I write LLMs, Gen AIs, because this is what employers are looking for, recruiters are looking for. Also in my LinkedIn about section, I'm going to write, I help organizations to turn or do this. With my deep experience, these words matter. People want to see generative AI, LLMs, MLOps, scalable AI, because that's what given in the job description. Now, one question comes is, oh, but there are tons of different jobs. That is where you'll be adding, not removing. You'll be combining multiple skills. That's why if you see, I picked up a couple of different jobs for this kind of a level and merge into, if you see now, all these different things. Am I making sense, guys? This is key important. Come back. Is it making sense? Put the chat window, yes or no. Type in the chat window, yes or no. Great, Vikas. Thank you, Marcos. There's Sanjeev, yes. Brilliant. I have tons and tons of such things. Okay, that's how people are getting results on. So also write down what I do. Exactly things, because people want to see not what you faked in resume. They want to correlate that within your LinkedIn as well. Because the minute I'm going to go and look at your resume, it's so good, too good to be true. And then I'm going to look at LinkedIn. You've done these things. It's written in LinkedIn as well. Great. There's one more thing. It would build authority. Now, in our program, we give everyone how to write whatever you're doing workshops, whatever assignments you're doing, whatever architecture you're designing, whatever strategy you're doing, we put it in a manner so that it basically start building authorities from day one. Recruiters will start reaching out to you. You will ping them, but they will start pinging you as well. On. So this is example of Amol or Shrikant or Eddie. This is another example. Because of time, I'll go on very quickly. Take an example. The guy was doing AI finance, saving cost to the client. And this is what is written in resume. Today, not on LinkedIn, and saying, hey, today I was reaching out to my client. They were having cost issues. Imagine you save someone a cost in AI or implementations, and then put your in LinkedIn, and then something similar job. And I got your resume, I got your LinkedIn, and in LinkedIn I saw 3 months back, 2 months back, 4 months back, you've written something, the pain which I'm going through. I'll have immediate trust with you. And that's what we ask our employer, the clients to do that. We give you all these templates. We tell you how to do it as well. And these are part of our weekly LinkedIn profile review to build authority. There'll be posts, there'll be trainings available for you. So we do these things on how with examples, what good look like, what not good look like. And that's why people get result. So if you see now, Jessie, she posted about a project she did, and I received a message from a recruiter for an opportunity as an AI engineer role. I don't know whether what will be outcome, but I'm confident if posting on LinkedIn about my work, I'd like to encourage everyone to do the same. And when you see others are getting result, that's how you learn. That's how you start doing as well. That's how the confidence will come. That's how the clarity will come. Michael, I did my homework, updated my resume, and as soon as I did that, yippee. Another one here. I got a call from a great companies after changing my LinkedIn resume. TCS, which is a Tata consultancy, I think I'm not wrong. Full stack are offering 240K plus job. So what you need to learn, we give you right from, so this is good, but we give you right from AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI, LLMs, foundation model, you name a thing, terminology point of view, concept point of view, we cover that in AI, generative AI, agentic AI for beginners. We also give you data because data is important in terms of architecture, data pipeline, and so on from a beginner. So you don't need to go deeper enough conceptually. Cloud, how to implement and solutions, AWS, Azure, Google, Oracle, and all those things. And then, of course, AI 900, which is AI fundamentals for Microsoft Azure Cloud. We do the same thing from, and as I said, we have guys, everything tried and tested and certified guys. Adnan, AI certified. Majaz, AI certified. With that, we also give AWS Cloud Practitioner certification, beginner level certification. We give you the certification exam questions and so on. And everything is available for you to, so that you can start learning. You can clear these and write down your cloud certified, your Microsoft certified, AWS certified, and so on. These are the guys who have cleared the certification. We also give you project manager, program manager, because these are all related you're not only doing, now you go to employer and say, hey, I do the vision, I do the strategy, but I can also manage the project end to end. So you'll be able to apply this project management, program management job roles. So we do a AI for project manager, program management, link below, everything that you need to do as a project manager, program manager, things like Jira or the project dashboards, Agile, Scrum, Kanban, data lifecycle, all those things, and connecting all the project management related, we give you those as a complementary. So you get everything like workshops, exercises, whole project plan, AI project plan that companies are implementing. You'll have access to the tools, services, hands-on, on. And then you get 2 caption projects for project management. You will be building real AI project simulation and portfolio. And you're also doing PMP and AI, managing a project, end-to-end project. How do you do end-to-end? So you'll be learning all this and that, both of these. Um, Again, as I said, I've already not going to repeat upon leaders and managers. So that's whole thing you're going to go. So everything till now, plus on top of that, we give you mock interviews, resume, so interview preparation. So go to the job description, and based on this job description, we'll look at and say, for this kind of a job, what an interviewer is expecting. You have to look at and you have to sit from an interviewer's point of view, what I'm hiring you for, what kind of questions I'm going to ask. So strategy level questions are very, very important. Most important is strategy level, because that's what the role demand. If the role demands architect, then architect level. If role demands project management related. We give you all these questions based on the job description. You'll get hundreds and hundreds of questions, but it should be based on the job description. Now, as per the role, we realized that they were expecting or similar kind of a job, 5 main areas: strategy, business impact, cross-functional leadership, technology understanding, and then industry and innovation thinking, future thinking or not. So based on that, we're going to pick up these questions and say, hey, how would you define the enterprise strategy? Or industry specific, what AI opportunity do you see on online travel industry? And like that, 6 or 7 questions, I can guarantee you at least 50% questions will come from those kind of a question, from the questions you can expect. Again, don't quote me, but this I'm talking about is based on, because after every interview, we go and ask what questions are being asked. So at least 50% on an average on similar lines. As long as you've gone through the job description properly and your resume and LinkedIn is aligned. So these are some of the examples of questions. And again, I need to also go on deeper into generative AI, large language models, AI platforms, infrastructure strategy, cross-functional leadership roles, investment in AI investment, ROI. These are the other things you can expect in interview, because that's why they're paying 300, 400,000 plus dollars. Making sense, guys? Is it making sense? Put in the chat window, yes or no. Type again Y or an N. Is it making sense? We are on top of our. Is it making sense? Yes, that's how people get result. And this is just, I'm talking about strategy. We do it, customize it on every job role, every person, customize. That's why what we provide is, that's why people get result. That's why I have 90%, 95% success rate is about, if you come, engage, you'll get result for sure. Okay, so if you go further down, we give you all these things as a standard now, star format. This has been ongoing for now more than a decade now. We do. Now, this is what happens. This is Zeal, an example from India, guy from India. And someone is asking about, remotely, can I get a job? Zeal, Atisha from my team, mock interview with Shubham, another instructor. We have done, as I said, 200 plus freelancers. Mock interview with Shubham helped me a lot. Reached out to the final round of Cyclotron. This looks like another company for which he was interviewing. Okay, so this is just an example of this. This was Amol I was mentioning about. He was feeling now confident after going through this resume interview, mock interviews. My profile is currently shortlisted for 2 organizations. This is, I mentioned earlier, he got job. Obina. Karthik is again from a team, recently got an offer. Obina is saying, okay. So we give multiple mock interview calls, preparations calls. So we invite you for these interviews. You will see, first time you will be hearing and from others sitting in the others mock interviews, where you'll be spectator, will be one person will be interviewing an interviewer or interview, both you will see what kind of a question. So you can feel and sense this. And then you'll be if you are one of the interviewee, if you're giving an interview, you'll be mock interviews, these are mock. So that will basically calm down your nerves. So we run these things. Okay, and you all need to do is this: search for the job, apply for the job, prepare for the job, implement what you need to do to prepare while you're preparing for that particular job, and then attend the interview. Fail. Second interview, fail. Third interview, very confident, feeling confident. Fourth interview, more confident. Fifth interview, making clear 2 rounds. Sixth interview, cleared 4 rounds. That's how you're going to do, and soon you will see you'll start getting confidence, and you'll go all. That's how our results people are getting very, very quickly. Not gone were the days where you take 1 year to get a job. You need weeks and weeks, not months and months. Of course, you need to have some basic understanding. Of course, you get the time, but once you have the basic understanding, once you start applying, then it's all rinse and repeat. And that's the mantra of success. That's the result we get. So this whole thing that we do everything cloud for beginners, AI for beginners, data, cloud practitioner certification, AI, AB. I mentioned about project management program. We also go for AI for leaders program. We give you resume preparation, LinkedIn, interview preparation, mock interviews, 1 year community access, job support. Getting a interview or getting a job is good, and you'll get it. My question is then, once you get a job, you'll need a job support. We'll provide you that job support as well. So we'll give you everything on this, everything that I've mentioned, and the total value, if you go to the market, it's in excess of 18,000. Trust me, you can easily make extra 50, 60,000 extra for sure. As long as you come and implement these things, you'll make extra 50,000, $60,000. I'm talking about. That's how confident I am. So even if you go out, the cheapest to cheapest solution, you'll get it in $18,000. Now, I was thinking of what I can do. I had two choices when I was charging or thinking of price. I could go as cheap as possible. I've done it 4 or 5 years back. People don't see the value. People don't consume. They leave it. And I could sell as many copies. And trust me, I could do if I go into the market right now. But if I do that, first, it wouldn't incentivize me. The kind of guys who do come and teach you, give you the interview panels, resume, mock interviews, and strategy, and all those things, they don't come cheap. I'll be very frank. You won't be cheap. You will be charging a lot of money. So I could have gone, but it wouldn't help me in incentivizing me to put stack in your favor. So option 2 is require a little bit higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote my entire everything that I have to give and offer. So I decided to go with the second option, number 2. If you look at, as I said, salaries, if you can expect, the average I'm talking about is anything from 300,000 to 850,000, 395 to 600, like average 280 to 620. And if you go with worst to worst case, probably will end up, if you aim high, you'll end up extra additional 30, 40, 50, 60,000. On an average, person makes at least on an average 7, 8 times of investment back for sure. If they put in what we're asking it to do them to do. So I try to under promise and over deliver because I'm more interested in your testimony and result and screens like those that you see. So I was able to make, by implementing these things, 4, 5, 600, 700 times. So as I said, I'm not going to charge anything from 14,000 or 18,000. It'll be one single payment of 6,000 or 4 payment of 1,750. You are at the bottom of the screen, and you are interested, the certification and there are a couple of bonuses which are only while we are on this class, on the webinar. You will have an option to ask me the questions, any questions you may have. The URL, anyone want to go deeper, you can ask questions as well. So what you're going to do, the same drill, the URL will be using this URL, kitanacademy.com/AI for leaders job, and your first name, last name, phone number, address, and details. You go for one single payment of $6,000 or 4 monthly payment of 1,750, which means one pay now, second pay second month, third and fourth. That's it. And you get everything that I mentioned so far, or anything that you will need. Even if you need anything extra, as long as it's helping you in getting a job, I'm happy to give, because I have a lot of things. I'm particularly holding those things because my objective is to get a result. You'll get everything that I have on my arsenal to get your result. So 6,000, you pick either PayPal or credit card. You pick any of these two options. I'll be here taking the questions as well. This is kind of hand holding. This is kind of someone supporting your entire journey. You'll get a dedicated account manager, you'll get a customer success manager, and you'll also get a dedicated or a person who will be assigned as a single point of contact from a technical point of view in your journey. So you will have access to the portal where you'll resume, interview, LinkedIn, all those things that I mentioned, and also the live interactive sessions on the portal that you see. Also, first thing you have to do is will be onboarding and create a progress diary so you can track line by line every day your objective so that we track against that objective on create the progress diary, and you'll see everything will be tracking, my team will be tracking and making accountable as well. So one of the question I'm going to take some questions, or should I take Shrishti again, tell me what do you want me to do? Should I take the questions or anything?
Maybe you can take few because already we have covered and we can cover it later as well.
Sure. So guys, as I said, I'll be taking the questions. Anyone questions or anything? Results are found here. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. So David, thank you very much. And unfortunately, I can't show it to everyone. Results are found here. That's why I'm coming again for AI leadership program. David, thank you very much. Means a lot to me. And this is, unfortunately, you can't see others' messages. I wish maybe we'll take a screenshot and Deepshi can take a screenshot, hide the name, surname for David, because I think thank you very much thank you. Yes. Please, the admin one, my team will reach out to you. Okay, okay, let me finish these points here. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Um, Brilliant. So let me take from some of the common questions I get and then I'll open up the questions and see. So what if I don't get a result? Very, very valid point. What if I don't get a result? Close your eyes for a minute and imagine for a minute if you get a result. I'll cover that what if you don't, but imagine for a minute how it can change your life. Is easily and how much money you can get. Imagine for a minute. Now, I don't want you to take any risk. All risk I want you to take is that be ready to do what I'm asking you to do, which is all about everything mentioned, implementation of that. If you think that you've done everything on the mat, asking and you think it was not worth, you didn't get a result, you have 6 months, which are way more than enough to get a result, 100% money back. My humble request is don't join just to try out. If you're just saying I'll see if it works and otherwise no, don't join program. I say very upfront because there is a work required. I want you to do, but if you do your job and if you don't get a result, onus is on me. And that's why we track progress diary, we do accountability, everything. So as long as you do the workshop, which we're asking you to do, or apply for 50 jobs, after every couple of 5 jobs or so, ask for the feedback, come and attend sessions if you think it was not worth, 6 months to try out. Everything you'll get absolutely free. Even if a lot of guys come, there is a small 1 or 2% guys who, and that's why out of those my 95%, 1 or 2 guys still get a result, and they say if we didn't get a result, they get it free. But then once they get the free, they now know they've tasted, and 3-4 months back later, they come back again and say, oh, fine, now to go to the second program, and then they are ready to pay. They pay almost double of that. So I'm 100% confident you'll get a result, and if you're not, money is on me. But as I said, when you're going to come back, if anyone comes back, I'm going to ask for this implementation. I hope it's fair and ask. So this is what 100% money back, because I want to take all the risk away. Wish someone could have done it to me when I was going through or looking for these kind of things. So that's why I'm giving everything which I hope or expected. Now, some guys say it's expensive. On how many guys, if there's anyone you think it's expensive, it's not value for money. If you are any of just type E word expensive, and I'll tell you my story if I have, otherwise we'll pass on this. Anyone who says expensive. Thank you very much, Sanjeev, for staying here. David, thank you very much. Anyone who thinks expensive or no? Darlenzo, brilliant. I'll want to unmute for a minute if you can, Darlenzo. Where are you from and what are you doing? That would love to, so I can put answer in your context. Can someone unmute Darlenzo? Are you brave enough to unmute, or anyone have any questions with respect to price? Because I'm telling you my story, exact real story that happened that costed me. Patrick is also here. Anyone, Patrick, you or Darlenzo, anyone wants to do? I want to know a little bit of your background, because I was at a phase in 2004, 2005, because you could tell my story on what happened. Shashti, is it possible to unmute Patrick or Dalanjo or anyone else?
Yes, I did. They can speak if they want.
Patrick, are you brain enough to talk? I just want to know, or Patrick or Dalanjo, any one of you, what your background is. I'm not going to take your name. When I say name, no one knows about you, you're hidden, but what your background is and what kind of salary you're expecting. Now,
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yeah, now. Is it Patrick or
Yeah.
Dalanjo or someone
Yes.
else?
How you doing today? How you doing today, Dolenzo?
Dalanjo, yeah, please, yeah.
Yes. So what's your question again?
The question is, what's your background and how much salary you're expecting?
So my background is aerospace industry,
Mm.
working for large corporations such as Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And my salary expectation is one K and above. Sorry, 180,000 above.
180,000. And may I ask how much
Yes.
is, and again, please, again, this is to put in the context, how much you're drawing right now, if that's
I'm
okay.
unemployed right now.
Sorry, come again?
I'm not working at the moment. I'm
Not working at
unemployed.
the moment. How long you been unemployed for?
For about 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months, which means
Yes.
2 or 3 months, 180,000. And let's go worst case. Let's go with worst case, which is 120. Okay. You think if you learn this, is it achievable, doable, or not possible? You don't know. What your gut feelings is, what your gut says.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
The reason.
So
Okay.
what anyone, okay, so what do you think will give you the confidence of having at least 120,000 if you learn? Imagine for a minute, if you learn all these things, do you think you can get a 120, 150 job or no? Assume you.
No, I would not take a job for $120,000. So if I learn all this content that you have, I will not accept a job for 120,000.
Or you said you'll not settle for 120, you'll settle for 180 or at least 120, right? 180.
Yes, 180. Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely spot on. Brilliant. And that's what I want as well. Okay, for you. Now imagine, close everything. Forget about everything. Imagine you've done it and you got a job. What that means is 180, which means $15,000 per month, right?
Right.
And how much month you've spent already? 2 months, $30,000. You've already lost
Understood.
30,000. You've already lost $30,000.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put in the context now. And mute yourself as well. And Shashti, I'll mute you again on this
Yes.
context because this is exactly what I was going through. I didn't realize it. And that was the first lesson I'm going to talk to everyone again. Now, Dalenzo, don't change your, or like do what you think is right and don't change because, but think from with an open mind. This is exactly what I was back in 2004. I'll tell you, I was working with Imperial College. My salary slip, I don't think it's here. I was doing 2,400 pounds a month, which is 2,400 pounds. Shashi, if you can mute everyone and we'll unmute if required for more questions if required. Okay. So 2,400 pounds, which is around 27 or 3 and like taking $3,000 in context of per month. And I saw a colleague of mine who was working as a who's working on 550 pound a day, 500 pound, 50 pound a day multiplied by 12 months, sorry, 24 days working. He was drawing somewhere around 12, $13,000 or sorry, pounds multiplied by 1.2, 18,000, 15, 16,000, let's ball figure it, or I'll put everything into pounds only. So I was drawing 2,500 or 2,400. He was drawing 12,000 pounds a month. And I saw, because he was working on a skill at the time, which was very premium, this guy became my later business partner in 2012. We started a company together. I went into, and that time it was Oracle security. I was working on Oracle products, Oracle ERP, CRM, databases, big ERPs. I was working and the security was hot in the demand in market. They were paying that kind of a money. So I said, I should do the security. And I come from, at that time, I moved from India to UK and my salary was, I think recently got married as well. So, and I was the only breadwinner on, my wife was not working. And so we thought, oh, so I went to the Oracle website to see the course. It is 5 days course in Reading, which is around 1 hour drive from my place. That means I have to either take a train or bus. I was not driving at the time. I have to take a 5 days off, which means 5 days loss of salary. I have to work there. The cost was 3,000 pounds, which is more than my month's salary. And I think, oh, and coming from India, I've never spent money like that anywhere. And I learned a lot of things in a hard manner for first 3, 4 years. And I think, oh, I can't do this. It's very expensive. And like typically I can learn on my own. I'll try my learning my own. And I was in IT, but not in security. So I thought I'll learn my own. So I started learning mornings, afternoon, evenings, whatever time I could get apart from work, I used to learn and learn. 1 month passed. I started my journey in February 2004. Yeah, I think 2004 or 2005. One. I don't remember vaguely right now. Year I'm mixing up. So that's first month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, 4 months passed, July, August, September, October came. And my wife by the time was pissed up because pretty much all the time I was learning. I was failing interviews. I was most of the interviews this or attempt I failed tons and tons of interviews on November, October. I was so pissed off and said, oh, worst case, we'll lose a month's salary. What we should do? Let's go. We'll lose 3,000 pounds. I went into with how, and trust me, I remember the days as well. I was nervous. I've never paid anyone anything like that. I'm going to, and I said, oh, in worst case, I went with the intention, I'm going to lose every penny and let's see what happens. Went with the training. Third day or fourth day, I started realizing the mistakes I was doing, the way they were teaching, the way they were asking and implementing. That was a game changer. October, I think I got a job in November. End of November. I didn't get a 550 pound. I got a 425 pound, which you see on the screenshot. That stayed for me for almost 2 years, that 2.5 years on that particular contract that you see here. I moved from one client to another. Imperial College was working full time. I moved onto this contract and then stayed for 2 years. And next year I was reflecting on after that. And that way I realized, oh, I lost 70,000. I was very happy initially on when I got a job for first 1 or 2 months. Next year I was reflecting and I said, how stupid I was. I lost 70,000 pounds in that year, 2005 alone. Hear me out one more time. I lost 70,000 pounds in that 2005 alone. Wish I could have done that. So wish I could have done that in maybe early, maybe March itself, February, whatever the minute I realized, of course, and March itself, I could have done that. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, extra, I was earning extra 10,000. If I would have it, I would have got a contract much sooner than September. Or no, sorry, November. So 10 months, every 10 months, every month I could have earned extra 10 or 9 or 10,000. And the minute I realized, I was saying how big stupid I was. I could have done it in early. Wish I could have taken the decision a little bit early. So now every time I have to take a decision, how much I take only to ask myself 2 questions. How much more I will be earning after doing this? Question number, very, very important. Or how much money I'm going to lose if I don't do it? So if I don't do it, every month I have a potential of 10,000. I could have imagined maybe 15,000, but extra. But worst case, I'll go with the worst case, let's suppose 7,000. Whatever the worst case you can think of. If I don't do it, this is what I'm going to lose on. And then same thing came for me in 2013, 12, 13, 14. I was still working with Oracle. I had a second problem here, which I'll explain in a minute, second aha moment. But first was about, on this point here, I was working on, and then industry shifted completely onto cloud. Back in 2011, 12, cloud DevOps, these were picking up. And I was working still in security. My contract started drying up. I didn't learn enough. I didn't learn quickly enough on this. I was very, very, I became arrogant on second on. I was drawing my contract after that increased to 550, 600, 7. I think I was on 600, 700 at the time, pounds a day. So then I didn't learn enough. By 2011, 12, my contract started drying up. Everyone was asking about cloud, DevOps, and so on. And that was a second aha moment or a stressful moment, and which I'll never forget. And that's why every minute, every couple of years, you see me learning new skills because industry moves. I learn new things. So this is where I learned multi-cloud, DevOps, containers, Kubernetes, multi-cloud. And 2020, I saw early machine learning. 2021, as soon as GPTs came, AI, generative AI, started learning. I can charge now premium amount of having all this knowledge. So second learning is make sure that you keep learning and updating yourself because things change quickly and you don't want to be outdated in the market. Now, tying up to the second part was about how I go to look at, not to repeat that. When I was looking at cloud, because I was working on Oracle products, Oracle was not a big at the time. Oracle was very small, teeny. They were hardly having a project, but I knew that there's a new project going to come in next 1 or 2 years in Oracle, one of the biggest migrations of Oracle databases, ERPs to cloud. There was no training in UK at the time in Oracle Cloud. So I flew from UK to US, 10 days off. Contracting at the time was 700, so 10 days of 700 pounds a day, 7,000 pounds just for contract. Then travel, hotel, and Oracle consulting is not cheap for my training. I was learning directly from project management. But then I also even took a rate cut when I came back because I wanted to move to cloud, working with Oracle consulting team. And then I took a little bit of rate cut, but then I jumped to the next 700, 900 pounds. Unbelievable money. I was keep busy growing. And then I learned multi-cloud. I learned AWS Azure. So as I said, lessons is, first is look at how much money you're going to lose if you invest. And I'm not saying this to you join the program. I'm saying think strategically you're not making those mistakes which I did back in 2004-5. I wish someone could have told me. Now, at this point, now I spend unbelievable money. You people sometimes don't believe on this. When I saw my expenses, because I get 5, 6, 10 times investment back on, and that's how I'm going to learn quickly. I've learned a lot of these things quickly. I go on, but I can earn a lot of money. I can charge premium client money to the client as well. So focus on how much money you're going to lose if you don't do. Look at that point. Look at the second point about learning new things. Keep learning new things because that will take you far. Don't hang on one thing. Keep upskilling yourself and then never be arrogant on what you know because things can change very, very quickly. So this I tell to stories as well to my other clients as well. James, a custom curated job program. Those that want zero compromise, you cannot go wrong with K2 Academy. I never felt so supported on these points. So super grateful I found them as well. So these are the kind of things I want to help and understand as well. This is Bidu Datta. Again, very good institute to learn AI skills. Price and time that you're paid is worth your career. And trust me, time and price, these are two most important things for me. Time is the most important currency for me right now. So Gargi from India, reservation about price. We took a leap of faith and found this was she came, I think 2019 or 2020 with us on containers and Kubernetes, DevOps. She was moving into transitioning to DevOps jobs. This is another one here. So typically, if you see now, IT with AI skills are typically paid 47% higher. This is a study done by AWS. So typically, any skill with the AI is higher, but in IT, it's 47% higher as well. If you see the salaries, damn good salaries that you're going to see on here. This is a multi-million-dollar compensation. If you work on a startup, you can even demand if you're good in, and people are doing those kind of things. These are kind of a money I was able to make. I said I have tons and tons of guys with the Trustpilot reviews, Google reviews. K2 Academy knows, Naman again, knows the value of every penny we invest on both and does justice. Under here, Nilesh, after YouTube videos and other trainings provided, I bet K2 Academy approach the best, whether you're experienced or fresher, the method of keeping you busy in learning, not limited to technical, but also one needs to be employable, excel in their goals. Sajid, overall, I'm happy with the investment in myself. The dividends will pay for it in no time. Don't hesitate and invest in yourself. Honey John, she was skeptical, like tons of you guys are skeptical. I've decided to change my career at 40s, entirely different domain. It's scary. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I want to make it simple for you because everything that you need is laid down in a structured manner. So if you pay X amount, I have a bigger ROI. This is now, again, some people say, oh, I don't have time. Trust me, I don't have either. That's what I've learned. I was stuck thinking the same thing. I don't have time. I have 2 kids. Both are going to now, one preparing for uni, second is for year 9. Family, wife, team, 60 guys, 70 guys, sorry, in excess, full-time employees. We all have the same time. You need to find time out for big thing because otherwise, if you don't, they'll be outdated from. I've learned in a hard manner. Shailesh, he came in the program doing a lot of Oracle consulting work at the time. Time was the biggest challenge. So you learn at a pace you're comfortable with. Find time out for important things. If you're not, maybe you're not charging good enough to your clients as well. A lot of guys say, I can do on my own. Absolutely, you can do on your own. Try it out. I've done it myself. You can learn from Udemy, but completion rate tanks. People, there's no accountability. You start, but you learn in a group. You need accountability. I've done all these things. Trust me, I have every damn Udemy course you can think of, every program I'm part of. So I know accountability matters. That's why I have an accountability coach who charges me $4,000 a month, just from accountability point of view. I started with $2,000 a month. Now, last couple of years, now gone to 4,000, just from accountability point of view, who keeps me accountable. Have I done it what I was supposed to, I said to do it? Just $4,000 just for that alone one coach as well. Another one here is, she was again in the program. After joining this discussion group, I'm so much convinced that I'm in the right path. If I choose I choose K2 Academy for my certification. She came for certification. I said, I've shown some of these things already for you. Shavik, I already mentioned. Abina got a job. Oksana, she cleared last mock-up interview, passed my technical interview, waiting for the final round. Nikhil, Omar, sorry. I've just done the final interview with a coffee. I was walking out. The interviewer, the hiring manager, offered me the job. Imagine out of job for 11 months. He was out of job for 11 months. It's been a hard 10 months for me, but at least to say I've looked forward for the sessions provided. I would honestly be looking at other courses. So as Charles Darwin said, it's not the strongest or the species that will survive, not the most intelligent one. It's the one most adapt the changes. So I'm going to, as I said, is these are three options. You are the widow. You pick what is right for you. We'll be a journey with you on whatever. Some people want to start small. Some people will say, I want to start small, but I also want to do live interactive sessions with some job, this thing. I want to also go all in, prepare for interview job. You pick what is right. As I said, the value you're going to get is multiple times of at least my minimum commitment is 5 times, which is minimum. I want to under promise, over deliver. The URL is this. If you go and check and say, you decide what is right. You want career stagnation, out of job, stress, worried, because I've done all these things. I've been on this journey. But also, you have to write inside, not one, two, three, thousands of guys who've trusted. I believe in the trust because for me, it's passion more than money. Trust me, I've fingers crossed, I have enough right now that I don't need to worry about money, but I do it because I'm passionate about this. It gives me kick, also make me accountable, also make me stay up to on latest things as well. So I said I'm going to be taking because I've gone above and beyond a lot of extra time typically. So, but I'll take some questions. If you have any questions, if you have any things that we can't cover, book a call. URL is ketonacademy.com for apply AB-731. So I know that you came through this call. You can book a call with my team if you want to discuss further because I know I've covered a lot. It's coming like, oh. So if you want to discuss with my team, just go to this URL. There'll be meeting link. Book a call with them if you have any questions. Clarity call. It's a 15 minutes call to see how we can help you. Make sure that you fill the form. We are not for everyone. We also, very, very important is your LinkedIn profile. If you want to speak to someone before we'll hear, make sure you go through the form and discuss on this. So I said, imperfect action is better than perfect action. People get stuck because they think, oh, I'm going to be perfect. They think, oh, I'm going to learn this and then I'll do this. If I get this, your journey starts now. Take baby steps and take moving steps. That's how achieved what I've achieved as well, all the results. So I'm going to take a couple of questions. My team will open up and maybe we can unmute 1 or 2%. Anyone have put your hand up if you want to do. I may not be able to take all the questions of given the time, but I'll be definitely would like as many as I could. Brilliant, Yogesh. Well done. Just now enrolled for the certification. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Look forward to see you as well. Certification. Okay, so you come for the training program. Certification. Brilliant, Yogesh. One thing is once you go, there'll be a onboarding call because you've joined the middle part or the right part, one of those. So start your progress diary and let's make us accountable because accountability is what will take you far. Shashti, if you want to unmute someone or anyone hands up. And I think the gentleman I took, he's still here. Maybe we can ask the questions now if he still wanted to speak to me or anyone. If they can put their hand up, please. Over to you, Shashti.
Yes, thank you so much, Shatul sir, first of all, for the wonderful session. And I believe Darlento is still here and Patrick as well. So everybody who is here, obviously you can just raise your hands if you want to unmute yourself so that we can cover all of the questions as well.
Brilliant.
Till then, we just have some of the questions coming, sir. Like there was
What is
this
the right
one.
screen? What is the right screen, Shashti? Should I leave it like this screen, which has 3 options? Or should I leave this one, which has the job prep? What do you feel?
Maybe the 3 options so that we can take everything.
Brilliant. Should have put the pricing as well, but it's okay. We can take it. Brilliant.
Correct.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have some of the questions that should I start with certification first or the job prep first? So this is the
Brilliant question. Well done question. What is your objective? If objective is to get a job and priority is job, then go for job prep. That's what I would suggest you. If your objective is that job is not a concern for me, my objective is to learn and I'm not worried about job right now. It might become right now I'm pretty sorted. I just upskilling so that if I require a job, I can jump on a job that out. Maybe begin with certification, or maybe with certification in the middle one. If you're not looking for a job change right now, so depending on what your background, what you want to do, and career objective or pick that, because ultimately is to be accountable what you have done. Have you achieved that what you're going to say as well? So right side, which is a job, if you're looking for a job change in next probably around 6 months or so. If you think that in 6 months you're not worried about job, then go for the middle one or the left one, certification. Right? Certification is more on a vanity metrics. It's not bad. I try to learn the skill so that when I go to the out, I know I can do it, because that's something skill which will be useful irrespective of whether you do it now or not later. Yeah. Next one.
So we have this question that I already know the basics. So can I skip ahead and move to the advanced stuff?
Brilliant. Yes. So if you know the basic, very good question. So my objective is to get results in the shortest possible time without compromising the quality. And if you're joining the program, if you join the program or joining the program, if you've already done that basic part, if you're already familiar, you skip that part in my view. Focus on the hardest thing first, and then other things become easy. But if you already know, I would suggest you go with what you feel comfortable. My suggestion to you would be go with the hardest thing first and look at the bigger things first, because then other things will become easy. That's what I want to do. But you have both the options. With us, you can prefer, we'll give you all options and you can pick and choose. We can only recommend you. My recommendation will be skip that if you already done the basic things, skip that part and go directly on higher things. Yeah. Big congratulations, guys, for those of join on Daniela. Thank you, Yogesh Tota. Yogesh, your name looks familiar. Have you done any other program as well in the past or no? With us? Not sure. I don't know. Tota sounds. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Means a lot to me. That means you're coming back. Brilliant. Because somehow your name looked familiar. And guys, this is the result and testimony people have paid in the past. I don't know which program you joined, Yogesh, in the past. While we are waiting for him to respond, which one are you part of and which year was that? Because I said, Daniela, welcome. Ravi and Smith, thank you. As your job program, brilliant, Yogesh. So that shows, like, thank you very much and for believing and trusting us. Okay, next one, please, Shashli.
So a lot of people also ask the time duration, like the different time duration for all of these three.
Okay, so first of all, I never count. Your objective should be, rather than asking what is the duration, your objective should be how quickly I get a result. I typically, as I said, is around, I think certification is quite easy peasy. You should be able to do it in probably around 8, 10, 12 hours if required, if you do 100% focus. We do it on a weekend sessions. Uh, if you go for middle one, maybe 6, 8, 12 weeks, depending on. Right one might be uh, learning, project implementation. You decide how quickly you want, and I'll shape it in a manner that you feel comfortable with. That's how I want to say. Because if when you come into the program, I'm going to ask you and say, how quickly you want to get a result. Then I'll say, Lee, if you want to get a result on this much, you spend this many hours with us to get a result. So again, that's why I'm saying it's customized based on each person. That's why we are where we are, because you're running your own race and competing. So ideally, I want to say for certification, give a couple of weeks, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 weeks is more than enough, as long as you prepare and study 1 or 2 hours. Typical study hours are we say 1 hour, 1 to 2 hours weekday, and 3 to 4 hours weekends. Uh, if you do more, you'll get quicker result. If you do less, you will get slightly longer. So run your own race, do what is right for you, and focus on that point. Does it answer question? If a follow-up question, please share the follow-up questions as well, please. Oh, by the way, before we move forward, I should have taken a feedback. Did you get value? Because I'm assuming you're staying here. Type, did you get value? Yes or no? 0 to 5. How much you rate between 0 to 5? 5, happy. Anything below 5, you'd let us know what could I have done to make it 5-star for you. So if you can put in the chat window for me on while you are here. Over to you, Shash. In the meantime, people answer. Let me know the questions as well. Yeah,
There is
please.
this one question from Smith, like he's mentioning that I've registered for this job focus program. So
Brilliant.
what should be my first and the next step after registration?
Brilliant. So I think let me go back to this. Brilliant. And welcome, Smith, for this program. 1 second, let me go back to, this was that 360 job portal which I was talking about. We should be taking him to this. Guys need the feedback while you're a lot of Kavina, John, Godfrey, David also happy. Bubble note taker. What is bubble note taker? Can you take it off? Why bubble note taker? Yeah, I forgot that. Where is the sheet gone? What is the slide number? Oh yeah, this one. So, so what is the question is how? What is the question? Repeat again. Sorry, Shashti, I forgot. I'll put in the context. Yeah. So first thing is, oh, what's the next step? Yeah, sorry. So, first of all, book an onboarding call with the team. On onboarding, get access to the portal and make yourself comfortable here. First thing you're going to do is discuss with the team your objective, what you want to achieve, your background, and based on that, we'll give you a plan, customized plan, and you go with that. So first week is more about is understanding the gaps, where do you know what you know. So based on that, we do the customized plan. And based on that plan, how quickly you want to get a result, how soon you want to get a result, and based on that, we'll give you the customize. And then you may be and say, oh, first study these things, or study these things but prepare the resume and you do, or study these things for 2 weeks, prepare resume for fourth week, and then on sixth week we start preparing you for this. So it'll be all customized based on you, and we'll rinse and repeat this whole process. My objective is to get you some quick wins. That win could be start getting interview calls. That quick win would be, oh, completed project, so I'm getting confidence now to apply. Maybe the quick win be, now I got a confidence, I'll apply for a job. Maybe once I get to apply a job, I get an interview call. So we have something called as activation points. First activation point is I've done a little bit of exercise, a workshop or thing. Then now my second activation point is I'm ready to apply for the job. Third activation point is, hey, I got an interview call. Fourth activation point is I got maybe a clearance of some round. And then final activation point is that I got a job. And that's what we'll repeat that. I hope that makes sense. Over to you, Srishti.
Got it, sir. Thank you so much for answering. So we have a lot of common questions coming on whether the classes are live or recorded and everything.
Oh, it's all
So
live. So, okay, let's take one by one question. So all questions, classes are live, though there'll be recording available for the session. So you can watch at a pace you're comfortable. All the previous batches recordings will be available on the portal for you. So you don't miss out anything. Yeah, so sessions are live, but you will have a recording. So in case you miss any topic, you get a recording available. All the previous batch recordings are available as well if you want to watch. Okay, thank you. Continue. Yeah, next question, please.
So
should we wrap it up in four? There are still questions are coming, so we'll continue with that. Let's 4 questions, please. 4 more minutes. Yeah, and then
sure,
we'll pick up
sure.
remaining.
Just one question here that what all
Yeah,
things will be covered in the job preparation, and if I want to go for the job focus program, is there any uh, installment option because I'll not be able to go for the complete one-time payment.
no, okay. So yes, I think we overlooked or maybe did in haste. So you have, if you see the installment option, so you have one single payment of 6,000, or you pay slightly more because of the admin and other things. It's automatically deducted. So 1750 into 4, you go and 1750 into 4. Okay. So that's option number 1. Installment option is there. What is the second question?
Uh, that's it. I think we have almost covered all of the questions. I request if anybody still have the question, they can just drop in the chat box, or maybe they can just raise their hand so we can answer.
Brilliant, brilliant. So I'll leave you here then, or maybe I will ask Utsav or Amit or Deepshi or someone from a team, because there is still my team. I can see the questions. Let me scroll through down and see. There's one question coming from Vasant. 20 plus over with the technical and cloud techno. Oh, I think this was an overview. Just cover this. No, I think it was just introduction. There's one question I wanted you to pick. If you remember, I said, oh, let's pick that. I forgot. Sanji was saying that, is it important to get certified as an AI transformation leader, not just MS AB-731, but also AWS AIP and others like Google? Okay, so AI professional certification, AWS AI, yes, they're good. They are a little bit more technical in nature. Google has Google AI leader, that will be non-technical. So yes, Sanjeev, very good question. Sorry, I forgot that question. Point, okay. I think Naveen is doing engineering, so that's fine. Darling, so the training is live or pre-recorded. So we give live training, but you will have the recording of those, so you can watch recording at your own pace as well. Okay. I think Shashti have already answered that question earlier. Okay, I think he was talking about this particular class. So it's like, okay, 1 second, I go
Yes.
further down. Oh, Sanobar, you mentioned I'm from India. Can I get a remote job with 300 plus? If you have the caliber and skills, maybe uh, you might get a slightly lesser because if I'm hiring someone at 300,000, I might want to go. If I'm doing remote, I'm going to expect a little bit cheaper as long as you're ready to fly on the client locations because that might be required. So speak to my team and share your LinkedIn profile, book a call. So go, I think best would be for you to book a call on which one apply, this book a call. Make sure that you pick because we're not for everyone. We might, depending on your responses, we'll probably will pick this. Okay. Sanabar, okay, 1 second. Okay, William is saying, okay, so I think William has a concept where he's saying that people are looking for certifications. Yes, but what people expect more better in interviews based on our experience is that they expect, do you have a implementation knowledge? Have you done these things? Will always outweighs the certification, but you have a certification that definitely add value, no doubt about it. Okay, brilliant. What your class teaching about masterclass or conference? I'm not sure. Okay, one not to become. Okay, Shashti, if you can take it from here and see if there are any questions, you can see. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just one question that what are the core skills required within this role and how can the certificate enable one develop these skills? This is from Patrick.
One more thing. Repeat again. Sorry, I was paying attention somewhere else. Sorry for that. Okay.
What are the core skill required within this role and how can the certificate enable one to develop these skills?
Okay. So the core skills which will already mention. So if you go back to from these kind of a roles or any leadership roles, which 7 or 8 things which I mentioned to you, these are important. So pay special attention and maybe read it out, ketonacademy.com after this class. Watch. I think offer this document. This was I was talking about this one. So if you look at ketonacademy.com/AI for leaders offer, this is a document that you should be referring that has these are skills they're expecting. Module 2, assignments, workshop, module 3, module 4. Exactly this is done based on the practical implementation. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then capstone. These are the kind they are expecting. Now in certification, it's slightly different. Certification is a very light version of this. Plus, they're also expecting you how it's being done from a Microsoft point of view. So certification a little bit tilted towards Microsoft, especially the module 2 that you've seen. But module 3 is more about generic one. So certification is a kind of a think of it lighter version or lighter weight of the actual one as well. So Shashri, I'll leave it to you to questions, but I think the better would be to ask everyone to book a call. And apologies for any inconvenience or things. These are 3 URLs. Keep an eye for the gift and also some emails which I'll go to post these things and replay part as well. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Shashri for being here, all the team members, Jalal and everyone for the brilliant session. Thank you very much. I'll be logging off, but I'll leave it to you to pick up the questions. Thank you,
Thank
Shashri.
you. Thank you so.
Again,
Thank you so much
thank
for
you
the
very much.
session.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So everyone, first of all, thank you so much, Atul sir and Jalal for taking this wonderful session and giving your valuable insight to everybody here. I still can see there are a lot of people staying here. If you're saying that we are providing you the 50 questions exam guide, guys, everybody, you can check your emails after the webinar. You will just receive the same. But other than that, if you still have any questions, any doubts with you, you just can put it in the chat box. I can take all of the queries one by one. And also, if somebody again wants to unmute and have any questions, we can take it live as well. Also, I have just dropped a link in the chat box. If you can see that from here, you can just book a one-on-one call with the team so that you can understand in detail about your profile and what exactly should be the next step of yours. So any doubts, any questions, you can still mention. I just saw this one question here coming again that what all things you're covering in the job preparation or the assistance. So yes, we cover the hands-on projects. Then we have resume modification, LinkedIn optimization, and then we also help you with mock interviews, be it like both tech and behavioral. So any other further doubts and questions, you can just connect us and book a call. So thank you so much everyone for taking out time today for joining this session. We'll see you in the next and the upcoming sessions. Thank you so much everyone and team for joining. Thank you.